We Real Reels. What's up, guys, and welcome to We Real Reels, the monthly podcast where we review old movies to find out if they are as good as we remember or if they make you eat the oatmeal. I'm your host, Panda Brandon, and with me is my half-brother, the Grizzly Zane, and the beautiful Koala Sam.
Hello.
This podcast does contain spoilers, and we'll be discussing the movie at length. This is a mature content podcast, so be prepared for harsh language and awkward situations. All sound clips, music, and trailers are only used for review purposes and belong to their respective owners. This podcast is sponsored by The Collectors comic book store located in Lebanon, Tennessee. That's 205 South Maple Street, Lebanon, Tennessee. You can also follow us on The Collectors Toys on Facebook and Instagram. This episode is also time-stamped, so if you don't want to listen to all the mumbo-jumbo and get right into the movie review, everything will be in the episode description, so check down there and you can skip on ahead. Let's go ahead and get into our first segment of what you've been doing and what you're going to do.
Hey, watch it, pal. What have you been doing? What are you gonna do, huh?
All right, man. This last month, we went to Disney World in Orlando, Florida, and it was an awesome time. Amazing down there. The weather was a little hot, but still, it was still awesome just because where you are. The Disney magic makes you ignore the heat. We got to see the parade down there. Gray got to meet both of the evil stepsisters from Cinderella. So that was pretty interesting. We got to see Goofy and Mickey and Minnie and everybody in the parade. So that was pretty cool. And the actors they choose for these things, they look pretty awesome.
They definitely put the time and the money into it.
Yeah, they look pretty good. Also, we got to go to this sweet little secluded beach area on Honeymoon Island. So it was Honeymoon Beach, and it was not crowded. It was pretty awesome, and you got to find these amazing shells, the things were untouched and not cracked up like normally. So that was pretty cool. We found some cool sand dollars, complete, and it was pretty awesome.
I enjoyed it.
But I think the reason it wasn't so secluded
is because it is a private beach and you had to pay almost $20 to get on a ferry to go over there. It was a 10-15 minute ride over there.
Yeah, you had to float to the island.
So that was pretty impressive. I don't know. I mean, I guess a lot of people, I don't know if they know about it or if they just don't want to pay to drive over there, but it's still a good experience to at least try one time.
That's for true. Also, our cub Gray is still in jiu-jitsu, and so he's getting a little better at that. And the other day I saw him in class and they were about to start sparring, him and another kid, and he immediately went for one of the moves. It was an arm drag, man. It was pretty awesome, trying to get the back, but he is the smallest and youngest kid in class, so he doesn't win a lot. But that sucker don't give up, man. The kid's on top of him. He just keeps pushing up, and it's just pretty awesome seeing that. And I can't wait for him to start really focusing and figuring out what he needs to do to really capitalize on this teachings that he's going to be learning. And then
he's still in the process of being a follower. So I think once he gets out of there, I think he will. I think he enjoys it. Yeah,
he's going to have a good time, and he's going to be pretty good at it once he starts focusing. So I'm ready for that. Besides that, next month I'm going to be sponsoring a charity event, which is pretty cool. It's called Flex for a Cause, and you can find these guys on Facebook, maybe Instagram. Flex for a Cause is a charity event for muscular dystrophies, for kids that have muscular dystrophy, and they're going to do research into finding ways to just end this disease. It really sucks. It deteriorates the muscles of the kids, and eventually they won't be able to use them, and they're wheelchair bound until the muscles give out in their lungs and everything else.
Is it just something that they suffocate because their muscles around their lungs don't work?
I'm pretty sure, man. I'm pretty sure that you just slowly waste away.
Oh, that's really sad.
Yeah, so help us out. Flex for a cause, That'll be pretty cool. It's going to be at the Watertown High School in a little bit past Lebanon. It's Watertown, 10, 15 minutes from Lebanon. It's going to be at that high school. It's going to be like an outside event. They're going to raffle off a whole car. I think it's like $20 or $50 a ticket. And Deadpool's going to be out there taking pictures with people. And so, yeah, it's going to be a pretty cool, exciting event. There's going to be a lot of people, a lot of fun. It's going to be great. It's going to be huge. It's going to be the biggest thing ever. It's going to be amazing. What do you got there, Koala?
There's literally nothing else that you got going on next month. That's it.
Am I supposed to have something going on?
Oh, I don't know. You only mentioned one thing. You normally have a couple things going on.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, maybe I have a little message for you guys, Let me get on my soapbox real quick. Okay. Listen, guys. I know sometimes life, it sucks, man. You hit your down times, you hit your bad moments, you hit a spot where you didn't get the job you wanted, your girlfriend or boyfriend just dumped you, so you're left all alone, or maybe it's even more serious. Maybe you lost somebody and they passed away, and then that's, it's really got you down. Well, understand that those are just moments. And I try to, in my personal life, I try to make myself believe and understand that I'm probably going to experience everything there is to experience. And that's good and bad. So eventually I'm going to experience what a broken bone feels like. I'm going to experience what it's like to hold a gold medal. Maybe not from the Olympics or something, but maybe from some other event. I'm going to experience what it feels like to win and what it feels like to lose. You're going to have all these experiences. And so you're going to feel these losses and these moments of despair, but understand that they're just moments and they don't last forever. They're going to come and then they're going to go, and then there's going to be brighter days ahead. That is for sure. So don't fret, man. Feel that moment. Don't let that moment go to waste, but feel that moment as hard as you can. But after that, get up, proceed with your life, do things bigger, better, brighter than you ever done them before, and just don't waste time thinking about that past moment. Learn from it. Don't waste time feeling it anymore. Feel it as much as you can while you're in the moment, and that's it. Move on. So that's something, just a little something. Maybe somebody out there needs to hear that. Maybe somebody out there is suffering from something and just like, hey, I needed that to lift me up. Well, hopefully that does, because that's what helped me, is realizing, these moments do suck, but they don't last forever. So I think it was Scott Hall that said, hard work pays off and dreams come true. Bad times don't last, but bad guys do. Yeah. That's pretty good one right there. You ain't got to be a bad guy, though, but you get the point. What you got there, Koala?
Okay, so Panda already dabbled in with the vacation. The Disney was a really good experience, especially seeing it through the Cubs' eyes. That's his first time seeing anything like that. I'm definitely a Universal girl, so I'm hoping the next time that we're able to get out there, the Cub is going to be a little tall enough to be able to ride those rides, because I don't know, Universal just hits different. I think just even though they're still as expensive, they have that fast pass, which is just so, even though you're going to pay like another $100, you get to be able to experience so many rides. I think with Disney, we were there from when it opened to when it's closed. I feel like we only rode like 10 rides because it was like 35 to 45 minutes to an hour wait for every single ride. So it definitely is a little time consuming. Beach was awesome. The sand dollars, I can stay at the beach all day long and I will absolutely love that. I'm such a beach person. Definitely got back into working out. I think the consistency it's improving. I think I could do definitely better with it, but I think there's improvement. I've ended up moving the portable treadmill into the living room, so it's making me like, okay, I'll pass the couch. Okay, I see the treadmill. Let me go ahead and get my ass on that so I can actually get to working out. Our next door neighbor ended up moving out, so we ended up clearing out that and putting a chicken wire fence, and it took a couple weekends to fully complete. Yo girl ended up getting friggin' poison ivy, and I've still been battling it, doing like 2 weeks worth of itchiness, and I can deal with pain, but the persistentness of itching all the time, doesn't matter what I put on it, it was getting on my last nerves. I'm like, I'm about to itch my skin off. What I will do next month, I am super excited. This upcoming Wednesday, my sister and her husband, who live in Oregon, they're flying out and coming to Nashville, and they're going to be here for a day before they go to a music festival in Kentucky. So I get to spend the day with them, which I'm super excited about. I've seen her a few months ago, but I haven't seen both of them. Probably probably in a couple of years. So it's really, really exciting to see them. Panda and I are going to Gatlinburg next month. Be able to get to go out there, and it's just gonna be a cabin trip. Normally we'll do like putt golf, and then when we get to the cabin, we're in there all weekend long. They got a movie theater, they got air hockey, ping pong, so it's gonna be a great time.
I'm sure a lot of listeners are wondering, what is putt golf?
I thought I said putt golf.
Putt golf.
Oh no, it's golf. And then I just got to start working on in that backyard. We are hosting Halloween this year, or I guess we aren't really hosting it. Alyssa's hosting it, but it's our house that's going to be located at. So she normally goes all out for Halloween. So she had an old abandoned house next to her property that she used for the haunted house. So since now we are doing the location, I'm trying to clear out our back wooded area to set up a haunted house back there. And the last thing is I've been in a homesteading mood. Like, I've been wanting to create and make my own like condiments and just start dabbling in homemade things. I've done it before. I ended up actually seeing Alyssa today, and we think we're gonna start doing that monthly, like get together like once a month, every other month, and we'll figure out what we want to do, like maybe make homemade mayonnaise or something and see how it goes, or homemade bread, just kind of like dabble in that. And then we're both able to bring in the money into it and also have the product, so nothing goes to waste and things like that. So I'm really excited about it. Kind of broaden my horizons on a few things, get out of my comfort zone and find new things.
Okay. Grizz, what you got going on?
No, I just had this family night thing yesterday. I just tried this little Jackbox thing that I think I spent about $35 for both of the ones that we played yesterday. I know there's a couple you guys didn't like. A couple of them was boring, I know. But I was just going online, just looking, just like, man, what's something people can do on family night that, like, you know, we can all sit around and just hang around and do this or that. Only thing I was seeing was Jackbox. Like, okay, let me try it. Everywhere on Reddit is talking about this is a good, you know, family night or game night thing. So I wanted to go ahead and do it. And I think I like the naughty version more than the other one, because the other one is just, you know, especially that date one. I don't know how you're so good at it, Sam.
It was mostly drawing a bunch of dicks.
Yeah.
There was one where I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing to even get this working, to even get all these points. Like, I don't know. I think overall it was a good thing to try out. I think the naughtier version could have been way naughtier. But I think it was a good thing. Good.
Yeah.
Good try. Good sample run.
Yeah, I'm trying to go through some different, you know, unorthodox game night things that we try, because we've probably tried every single one in Walmart or Target or whatever. So I'm just trying to reach out and find these other ones that most people don't have a time or a chance to play.
I don't know how Reddit is so, it's such an amazing game though. Like,
yeah,
kind of make you seem suspicious of their opinions.
But a lot of them was talking about Jackbox, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Screw it. But what I'm hoping to do is my sister's going on a cruise again. Ooh. And so hopefully she can bring me back some of that white Hennessy dog. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I heard that was coming to the States.
I heard that too, but they've been saying that for the last 2 years.
Dang.
Yeah. So I can't believe them. I'm just go ahead and get it done. So she'll be having that in October. So if y'all want to come over, we can go ahead and have some.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think since the last time I told you guys I was trying to get my CDL, well, I have my Class A learner's permit.
Awesome. Yeah. Congratulations.
So I can officially start to learn to drive trucks now. So if anybody out there want to, you know, call me and be like, hey, come over here. I can teach you how to. I got you. But yeah, I just got to go through school now. I'll try to go for the reconnect, the school thing. See if I can give me a little FAFSA going on here, and go back to school and actually give me a career.
What are you trying to go to school for?
CDL, truck driving.
Oh, why do you need to go to school if you already got the permit and you're going to...
Well, I don't have a vehicle to try it on. And this way they'll teach you like legally like how you got to keep your time and how you got to inspect the vehicles and how long you're able to, because I think you're only able to drive for like 10 hours or something like that. 10 or 11. If you got to have your brakes and you got to be able to write all this stuff down accurately. so they don't pull your ass off the road.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. How long do you gotta go to school for?
It's like 2 months.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's cheap. It's like $2,500. It's not bad. So let's go ahead and do that.
That's exciting.
Yeah. I'm happy for it, but I didn't know it was gonna be so hard because I don't got no job right now. Like Tommy from Martin. Yeah, it seems hard to find a job knowing that you're gonna leave that job in like a month, because they don't want to hire you,
right?
If you're not gonna stay there a long term.
No, you don't tell them that part.
Yeah, so
right.
I'm thinking that was my mistake.
Oh, you went in there like, oh,
if you have something just like temporary,
Well, what about like? I mean, I don't want to be like degrading. I mean, maybe what about like Spirit Halloween? They should be coming up, and they're only there for a month, right? I mean, I don't know how much they get paid, but
ain't no way I'm gonna go in there and work and then not go to a Halloween party. If I'm working there, I'm working at a Halloween. I'm going to a Halloween party, bro. I'm getting the best damn costume there, and I'm getting off on that day. Fuck them. That's my thing, guys.
All right, thanks for that, Grizz. Let's go ahead and jump into your segment of Grizzly's Anime and R.
It's over 9,000.
All right. Imagine with me, if you will, okay, that it is July 22nd. You're going to your hometown from a boat to visit your old friend's funeral because they had died, and you are going to pay your respects. All right, so you mourn, you cry, you sit and reflect on all the memories that you've had with them. This amazing person, you love them so much, you grew up with them. When you're trying to fix the broken parts and put them back together, grieving with your friends, you have one other friend that you grew up with that you guys just do everything together, okay? So you're trying to overcome that, you're trying to navigate through like your suffering that you're going through, and hopefully, you start getting better, right? Shortly after you visit this friend, you all go to the woods where you're, peaceful time you guys always was in the woods, and you hear a loud bang. You don't know what it was. You don't know who it was for or if anybody's hunting out there. And so you go investigate and you see this woman. She's shot. So you go up and you don't know what's going on in your head. Should I be able to help her? Is the killer behind me? I don't know. Okay, let me try to help you up. Ma'am, are you okay? Bang. She shot that person in the head. So she's dead. And now you're freaking out. You don't know what you got going on. You forgot.
You run.
You don't have time to run. You don't know what's going on. Your friend ran off on you because she's afraid of blood. And so you look up, and the friend that runs off on you, you see is pointing a gun at you.
Oh.
But she's afraid of blood. She's afraid of violence. Why is she pointing a gun at me? What's going on? Bang. Shot to the head. So, guys, it's July 22nd. And wait, today was July 22nd, right? What's going on? Okay, that must have been a bad dream. What's going on here? All right, so everything that happened in your bad dream is happening after you woke up again. What's going on? Okay, so you go through the motions, you're mourning. It just seems a little too off because everything is happening the same way it was before, guys. It's got to be some coincidence or warning. Okay, she suggests that we go back to the woods again. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Everything did happen. That happened again. But maybe this is just the part that just doesn't normally happen. Like, nobody would kill nobody in broad daylight, right? Bang. Oh, you get a sinking feeling in your stomach, guys.
You should have.
Oh, my God. You should have trusted your gut. So you go investigate again. Oh, my God. Same thing. Here's a lady. Your friend runs off on you. You turn back to the lady. You try to help her up. Boom. Shot in the head again. Oh, my God. So I can't believe it. My friend, she can't kill nobody. She can't. There's no way she would kill anybody. She wouldn't even hurt a fly. She's the sweetest person I've ever known. So you look up and wait, what's going on? Your friend is holding herself hostage? What's going? She doesn't have a twin sister? Who is this person that stole her face? Oh, what? Bang. Kills you again. So you wake up on the boat again, July 22nd. At this point, I'm going to stop because this happens a couple of times.
And tell you about the gun that shot them.
At this point, I'm going to stop because this one is a great anime. This is a psychological thriller that has to do with a time loop. And so what was actually happening is he was actually dying, but before he died, it reset to the day before. So he got to try to figure out certain things on what's going on this island where his friend has died. So he's not 100% sure that the friend that they're going to the funeral for is actually dead. I'm not going to give away anything, guys. I'm telling you, this is one of the best psychological thrillers I've seen in an anime in quite some time. And it is a slow burn, and it is like clearly sci-fi because it's a time loop of death. But I say you have to give this a shot because the character development is amazing. Key people that you don't think is a key person in the storyline turns out to be like a funny or a great add to what ultimately needs to be done at the end of whatever they're going through. And I say I'm not going to give you anything away, guys, but I suggest you watch this. It's called Summertime Rendering. And what I just explained to you guys, it's brutal. This is just the first episode.
Oh, dang.
Yes. So it goes through a lot of other people you have to understand and keep the storyline moving forward. But this is one of the best movies. I think it came out in 2020. I should have got that before, but I was just so excited to give you guys just the first episode, and hopefully that grabbed your attention, especially with the movie that we're watching today, because it kind of goes together perfectly, I believe.
It's definitely something that I'd be down to watch because you want to know what is going on and the reason, like how, why, you know. So,
and so what I like about this one is, like I said, it's extremely low, like slow burn. Is that you don't start to get what's going on until like the 7th or 8th episode.
Interesting.
But that's exactly what you want from a mystery. It's like M. Night Shyamalan actually directed this anime too.
Well, thanks for that, Grizz.
Yeah.
We're doing things a little out of order this time, so I'm going to go ahead and ask you guys the hypothetical for this month before we move on. How would Wyatt Earp live if he could see dead people in the 1800s?
Now it depends on if the people that he killed is still haunting him, because he, like, at least from what, because I've done a little more research. They have a documentary on, what was that? It's either Netflix or it's HBO Max, one of those, where they actually told about the OK Corral. And he was saying that anybody that has the red sash, he would kill. So if any of the ghosts that he's seen has got that red sash and tormenting them.
Which it seems like he already felt guilt anyways for doing those things.
But I mean, in that passion, I think he still try to shoot him. So he'll be shooting at random.
I don't know. I kind of feel like he would. I think he'd be freaked out at first, but I think he would be helpful. Like he seems the type of person that would be helpful. I don't know.
I'm going violent. I think he's gonna shoot all. Like as long as they have the red sash, he's gonna shoot him. He's gonna, hey, you put that down, and they're gonna be like, no. Fuck you, you know.
Well, I didn't get the feel, because I know in this movie, The Sixth Sense, I know the kid said that the ghost looks just like normal people, but he knows that it's a ghost. So I wonder if Wyatt would be able to know, oh, hey, yes, it has a red sash, but that is a ghost, you know? And I wonder if he would try to help them, too.
I think it all depends on, honestly, is the kid probably knows is because when they show up to him, whatever injury they had when they was dead, they have whenever he's walking around.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
So, I mean, if they show up normal, I think Wyatt Earp is shooting left and right. But if they show up when it like hanging like with a rope around his neck, right, like, he'd be like, okay.
Okay, obviously.
Yeah.
Do you think he would include his brothers in on it? Do you think he would tell them?
I think at first he would. He'd be like, you don't see that guy over there? And they'd be like, why do you need some opium or something? What the fuck is wrong with you, dog? But yeah.
It'd be pretty interesting. Pretty interesting to see. Make it happen. Somebody make a movie of it. But let's go ahead and move on to Panda Tales.
Sit back and prepare yourself for Panda Tales.
All right, guys, this month's Panda Tale is going to be focusing on little stories where kids or young people have seen people from the afterlife. And I got this from BuzzFeed. It was like the top 50 ghost stories. So check this out. I don't know the kid's name. It didn't really say it, but it just starts off like this. When I was younger, I used to take naps upstairs, but by the time I was 8 years old, I absolutely refused to go upstairs. The upstairs had 2 large closets, attics. They ran from one side of the upstairs all the way to the other side, on both sides. It was essentially a crawl space that was maybe 30 feet long. It started one day when a friend and I went crawling from one side to the other with flashlights, like kids normally do. Then I saw a girl sitting there in the corner, acting like she wanted to play with us. I know a lot of people say when they see a ghost they aren't scared, just interested. Nope. I was beyond terrified. This girl looked normal, had blonde hair, a nice dress, and seemed friendly. I stayed silent, kept crawling behind my friend, and got out of the closet. I told him what I saw in there, and he said he didn't see it, but felt like he didn't want to go back in. Then, my parents would occasionally send me upstairs to get something, and then I would get up there and I would see the doors swing open, as if they were trying to get me to come closer inside. I would lose toys and wouldn't be able to find them anywhere. Suddenly, my parents would be fishing Christmas presents out of the attic, and they would find some of my old toys. I remember being 8 years old, and my parents were asleep still in the morning, and I leashed up my dog to go take on the monster of an attic. But my dog, usually up for anything, refused to go off the top step into the attic. My parents never believed me with all the weird things that happened in that house. I'd get blamed for things that happened all over the house, leaving lights on, toys all over the place, things I knew I didn't do. Well, anyway, we moved out of there when I was 10. Not a week passed before the new owners called us up and asked if the house is haunted. Their daughter slept upstairs. She said that she had been playing with a blonde-haired girl at night. My parents laughed at how crazy these new homeowners must be. To make an already long story short, the girl started appearing in other parts of the house for them. They kept in contact with us. They would look over while watching TV and see the girl sitting on their daughter's lap, etc. They looked up on the computer, the past owners of the house, and found an old dressmaker that lived there. And yep, a picture of the little girl wearing one of the ladies' dresses.
See, that's the one thing that if my child or our cub is going to come to us and say, hey, I see this and things are happening around the house, you best believe I'm 100% believing. I don't want to be the type of parent to be like, oh, he's crazy.
You believing and you leaving? Or you believing?
Oh, I'm leaving. I already told Brandon. I already told Panda. If there is one type of haunting, I don't care if we got to go homeless. We going homeless. I'm not messing with no ghost.
Well, this next one goes a step farther. Actually has to deal with mediums and people that could see or maybe feel certain things. It was a typical day when the Lambert family moved into their new home, filled with excitement and promise, but little did they know their dream house would soon become a nightmare. Dalton, their young son, explored every nook and cranny, but soon fell into a mysterious coma-like state after an accident in the attic. His parents, Josh and Renee, were frantic with worry, but the medical test showed nothing out of the ordinary. As time passed, strange and terrifying events began to occur. Doors creaked open, ghostly apparitions appeared, and disembodied voices whispered in the darkness. Renee was convinced that their house was haunted, but Josh was skeptical, thinking it was just her imagination. But when Josh's mother, Lorraine, visited revealed a dark family secret. Josh could go into a deep meditative state and be more susceptible to the paranormal. He could see and hear things that the living were not supposed to see and hear. Lorraine explained that as a child, Josh had experienced terrifying encounters with malevolent entities in this state, and his ability had been suppressed by his mother to protect him. But now it seemed that Dalton had inherited this ability, and this spirit had become trapped in what they call the further. Desperate to save their son, Josh and Renee sought the help of paranormal investigators who guided Josh on a perilous journey into the further to rescue Dalton's trapped spirit. As Josh navigated the treacherous realm, he confronted his own dark past and the malevolent entities that lurked within. Josh finally found Dalton and freed him from the grip of the further. but the experience left the family forever changed, aware of the existence of a realm beyond their own and the terrifying entities that lurked within. Mm-hmm. How about that terrifying story?
That's crazy.
Insidious.
Well, let's get to this movie review. But before we do, we always enjoy our movie review with an adult beverage. And this adult beverage is the peachiest addition to the Crown family. This deliciously smooth whiskey infuses the sweetness of juicy peaches with the richness of Crown Royal's signature blend. With a warm golden hue and a velvety texture, Crown Royal Peach is perfect for sipping on its own or mixing into your favorite summer cocktails. Imagine the sweetness of ripe peaches, perfectly balanced with the subtle hints of vanilla and oak. Every sip is a taste of summer sweetness captured in a bottle. So why settle for just any whiskey when you can indulge in the royal treatment? Try Crown Royal Peach today and experience the taste of sunshine in every sip. How about that? What'd you guys think of that? It's really, that would have come out last year before. It's really too new to have any movies in yet, or at least any mainstream movies, so I couldn't find any.
I was wondering, is it expensive enough to be in?
It's delicious enough.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is really good.
But let's go ahead and
That is the go-to.
You know the accident up there?
Yeah,
Someone got hurt.
they did?
A lady. She broke her neck.
Oh my god, but you can see her?
Yes.
Where is she?
Standing next to my window.
Baby, why are you shaking? Cole, what's wrong?
Did you ever talk to your mom about how things are?
I don't tell her things.
Why not?
Because she doesn't look at me like everybody else, and I don't want her to. I don't want her to know.
Know what?
I see dead people walking around like regular people.
I don't see anything. Are you sure they're there?
Sometimes you feel it inside, like you're falling down real fast. You ever feel the prickly things on the back of your neck?
Yes.
That's them. They get mad. It gets cold.
How often do you see them?
All the time. They're everywhere. They want me to do things for them.
I think that they know that you're one of these very rare people who can see them. So you need to help them.
What if they don't want to help?
I don't think that's the way it works.
How do you know for sure?
Is anyone there?
Look out! Please make them leave.
I'm working on it.
I will say, before you even get started, start the movie at 3 minutes and 5 seconds. Once again, it's an older movie. So all the end credits are at the very beginning. So just skip through that crap.
But that trailer is the only one that always just gives me chills, man.
well, this month we are reviewing The Sixth Sense. And from the month of September in 2024, you can watch it on Max, Hulu with a premium subscription, or you can buy it on physical and digital. This movie was directed by M. Night Shyamalan, who also did other movies like Praying with Anger, Wide Awake, Unbreakable, Signs, The Village, Lady in the Water, The Happening, The Last Airbender, After Earth, The Visit, Split, Glass, Old, Knock at the Cabin, and the recent Trap.
He's definitely got some good ones with the twist. The Last Airbender is so random. I love
so terrible.
I love Aang, but I think I only started watching that, and I don't think I finished that one. But Split,
Yeah,
I
Split
love.
was great.
I don't even know his name. The
James
actor.
McAvoy.
Oh my gosh! Anything he's in,
No, you just
fabulous.
missed a horror movie that he was in.
Yeah,
Speak No Evil.
you went to see it without me, so.
No, I didn't go see it at all.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, in your
I
face.
gotta wait. No, he does. I'm curious if the movie would have been so good if another actor would have done it. I don't.
I know Oscar Isaac is good at doing multiple personalities. He was the guy in Moon Knight, so he did a pretty good job. Mm-hmm. So only people that I know that do like different characters in one movie with range, like those characters were completely different.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Oscar Isaac probably could have had a shot at it. But anyway, this movie is starring Bruce Willis, Toni Collette, Olivia Williams, and Haley Joel Osment. This movie came out October 6th, 1999. Other movies that came out in August 6th, 1999. Other movies that came out in August of 99 were The Iron Giant,
Oh, shit.
Mystery Men, The Thomas Crown Affair, Bowfinger,
Yay.
Mickey Blue Eyes, Universal Soldier 2, The Return,
Oh, man.
The 13th Warrior, and Dudley Do-Right.
Ah,
I don't think I've seen any of those.
get out of here.
Yeah, you a hater. Mystery Men, Iron Giant, come on now.
Iron Giant, is that the one with the
With the big iron giant.
big with a little boy? It was a cartoon.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I take the back. I've seen that one, but I think I only seen it once years and years ago.
This movie made $672.8 million
Jesus,
on a $40 million budget.
Oh,
Damn.
That's great. That's great.
Yes, that is crazy.
that's wild. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So in those instances, do the actors
No.
get a
They
set
signed on
cut?
for a certain fee, and
Okay.
and if they signed on for percentages of the movie, then yeah, they get some, but most likely not.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, damn. I wonder how that worked like that.
Ain't that what Scarlett Johansson was going through? Or
Percentage?
that was because they was doing Disney Plus, right? Like,
Yeah, they were gonna put her
Yeah.
movie on Disney Plus, so she was upset because she did sign on to get a percentage of what the movie made in theaters, and so they decided to put it on a streaming service instead. And
Oh.
she was like, "Nah,
That's shady as hell.
you gonna get my monies?
Hell
I
yeah.
want my money."
I think she
Did she
won
end
that
up
too.
win? I was about to say,
Yeah, I
did she
think
just
she
win
won
that? Damn, that's fine. No, I'm good. Thank you.
Let's get into that plot though.
Okay.
Child psychologist Malcolm Crowe, who's played by Bruce Willis, is one night visited by an ex-patient named Vincent Gray, who's played by Donnie Wahlberg, who is not just angry, but enraged. He wounds Crowe, then kills himself. A few months later, Crowe is visited by a 9-year-old boy named Cole, who's played by Haley Joel Osment. He sees dead people who do not know they are dead. Because of this, he is called a freak in school. Crowe at first thinks he is seeing things, but after spending a lot of time with Cole, much to his wife's, Olivia Williams' dismay, he discovers Cole may be seeing dead people after all. How about that?
So was it a few months or was it like the following year?
Well, the opening scene is of this light bulb slowly coming on and fading out, and then we see this woman looking through a wine cellar for the perfect bottle of wine.
I already got a hindsight right now. The basement. Whoa.
The basement?
The basement.
The basement, mate.
Under there.
Holy cow, mate.
The basement is not well lit. You can tell she was already looking around, kind of getting freaked out. My hindsight is either pay to get better lighting or just bring a flashlight down or something.
No. Yeah, because when she goes down there, she feels the cold
Yeah,
shiver.
And she hears some metal clanging, or I don't know what that was.
some sort of noise. So that was what I was gonna ask. Is that leading up to Ghost? Like you don't know about Ghost until like halfway through the movie. So is that like a super? What's the word? What's a word where like
Supercharger.
where they kind of give you a hint to give you to guess.
Foreshadowing?
Yes, foreshadow.
What is going on with your accent right
I
now?
don't know.
He slowly turning country or Australian.
So is this super foreshadowing, or is it just randomness?
I
Like,
think
am I looking too into it?
You look into a lot of
I'm
things.
thinking they're trying to give like small like hints
Okay.
on what's going on like later on.
Okay.
Because like there's a couple of times where she gets those shivers and
Right.
oh it's cold over here.
Randomly.
And it's once yeah.
Well, she then runs upstairs where there's this dark candlelit room and a man holding a wine glass. And she comes in, so like you said, it was getting cold. He comments on this frame that they both start to look at, and it's a plaque for him and his work. And it reads, "In recognition of his outstanding achievement in the field of child psychology, his dedication to his work, and his continuing efforts to improve the quality of life for countless children and their families, the city of Philadelphia proudly bestows upon its son, Dr. Malcolm Crowe, the mayor's citation for professional excellence." It seems they're both really appreciative of the fact that the city is finally appreciating his gifts that he gives to children, because he's a great child psychologist.
So I feel like there's appreciation, but I feel like she's slick hating on it. Like, she's wanting the acknowledgement for the sacrifice that she made. Like, she was kind of slick shitting on his night and his reward, because she was like, finally somebody recognizes the sacrifice we have made, putting everything second, including me. Like, that was not the time or the place. Like, if you have certain thoughts and feelings about stuff, don't take it out on a night that he's getting a reward. Like, take that elsewhere.
I did not get that at all.
Oh man, I
feel like she was
viewing this through a woman's eyes.
Oh, I guess so.
Oh.
I feel like she was praising him, and that he's got this gift to do this and that, and he just says thank you.
Oh no, the fact that she said putting everything second, including me, she was slick, kind of like
throwing some shade on him.
Yeah, 100%.
They start to kiss and make out, and they take it upstairs to the bedroom, where she starts doing a little striptease, but they're both a little drunk, a little goofy, and having a little fun, throwing their jackets and shirts off. And she gets closer to the bed, and then she noticed that there's glass on the floor and that the window is broken, and that she looks up at old Malcolm, and he comes over there, checks it out, and there's a shadow that passes behind him.
So hold on, pause. So I would have automatically. We have both of our guns, handguns, and we have them like in safe. Like, we definitely have it in the safe. Seeing the broken window, I would have automatically went and got the gun for both of us and been prepared.
Was that their bedroom?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have your gun in your bedroom, but you
100%.
need to have a weapon in your bedroom, okay? Because this motherfucker here, man, these motherfuckers. Oh, it's. I mean, we're gonna use our words. Nah,
Right.
fuck all that, dog.
Which they were shit-faced drunk. I give it to them. But also, you can tell this is a very nice house. You tell me, I mean, I don't know how old security systems are, but I would think that these people would have a security system because the house is so nice and stuff. So you tell me there's no panic button or something even in the bedroom either?
A lot of people who have never been attacked or broken in, they don't have that worry. They don't have that. It doesn't even cross their mind.
Yeah, they just think that everything is peachy keen.
Yeah.
Sorry. So if you look outside the second story window, because you see them going up the stairs, like there are stairs. They're on the second story.
How the fuck you get up there?
Exactly. The branches, the tree that was near wasn't even that close to
Motherfucker
the
coming here
window.
looking like Tarzan. You know damn well he can climb a tree. Quit playing.
That was some small branches. They could have done that better.
Anyways, if we could please move on. They see this guy in their bathroom has stripped down to his underwear.
Tidy whitey.
Why?
Yeah, and Malcolm tells Anna to don't move and don't make a sound. Malcolm tells the intruder that he has broken a window and entered a private residence. But the guy says, "You don't know everything." And the guy walks closer to the bedroom and sees Anna, and he starts to sob. He asks, "Do you know why you're afraid when you're alone?" "I do. I do." And Anna asks, like, "What do you want?" And the man says, "What he promised me. I want what he promised me." And Malcolm says, Do I know you?" And the guy says, "Don't you know me, hero? You don't recognize one of your patients? Downtown clinic, single parent family, possible mood disorder. I was afraid you told me I was having trouble coping with my parents' divorce.
Is this
You
the
were
moment?
wrong now.
Is this the moment that he sat on the bed
Look at me.
for Dr. Malcolm?
Look at me.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, what are you talking about? I don't want to be afraid, is what he says.
Yeah, he's out.
No more.
For
No
doc,
more.
No more.
No more.
For Dr. Crow,
No more.
he ended up sitting down on the
Still
bed at the beginning or something. Did y'all notice it?
Malcolm says, just give me time to think. Just give me time to think. And then the man says, I waited 10 years. I'm not giving you nothing. And Malcolm says, his name is Ben Franken. And the kid says, other kids call me a freak. And I am a freak. And Malcolm says, Vincent Gray. I do remember you.
I said
Quiet,
his second name too, but
very smart, compassionate, unusually compassionate. And Ben says, you forgot. Cursed. You failed me. You failed me. Malcolm says, Vincent, I'm sorry. But if you just let me try, just give me a chance. And Vincent walks back to the sink, grabs a gun, and shoots Malcolm in the stomach. And then puts the gun up to his own head while the camera goes to Malcolm. And Anna comes over to hold Malcolm's wound and tells Malcolm, so it's not talk. And the screen fades to black.
well, okay. So one point, did y'all notice that Vincent had one nipple ring on his left nipple?
Oh, that motherfucker gay.
And then also another hindsight that we skipped, because Dr. Crow at one point in time in Vincent's speech, he sat down on the fucking bed. I would not be sitting down if someone is broken into my house. I would not be sitting down nowhere. And then also,
He's a psychologist.
Yeah, child psychologist. He's not going to try to seem aggressive or anything, but the dude's going to attack him.
Okay, so your presence makes me want to calm down. And if I'm calm, you're calm.
that obviously didn't work.
Clearly it didn't fucking work. So he stood back up.
My thinking was, what would y'all do in this situation?
I'm not gonna get no. That's okay. So I don't have a gun at this point, right? Right? Because they clearly didn't have any means of this. So is to rush this motherfucker before he gets a chance to do anything else. Because he clearly had to turn around and grab that gun. I would have, inched my way left or right, make sure there's no weapons close to him. If I would have seen that gun, oh, bro, he going down. Yep, knee to the fucking throat.
Listen,
Fucking.
I don't know if y'all ever seen Pineapple Express, but I would have speared him through that thing, broken the sink on his head, and then I would have put his head in the toilet and just stomped it. Yeah. Like
Okay.
that.
So another hindsight for me is when he got shot, if I was Anna, I would have hurried up and went over and wrapped up the wound to apply pressure on both sides. Then I know that the phone in their bedroom was broken, so they rich. They got another phone somewhere else. Hurry up and go and call 911 and then come back.
I'm not no medical guy or anything, but I've always heard like cauterizing the wound. You know what I'm saying? Like taking a hot ass iron and just.
So is that what you were going to do in that situation?
I mean, if we got an iron or something, stop the fucking bleeding. Shit.
They did have a fireplace downstairs, didn't they?
Yeah, a hot poker got him.
Yeah, it might hurt like a motherfucker, but at least your ass ain't gonna bleed out.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't know though. See, that might be the bad thing to do. I don't know.
I mean, it could be,
not
but
medical.
if it's internal bleeding, then you kind of fucked up. But if it's a through and through, like, I don't know. I thought through and throughs, most people survive.
You would think. You would think.
Well, the next fall in South Philadelphia,
Born and raised. Oh, sorry.
So, okay, when I read the next fall, I took it as a year passed. Or did y'all get that vibe? Because in his synopsis, it said, what, a few months, didn't it? Was that what y'all synopsis says when you did?
I'm assuming it's a. Did it look like outside whenever they was like closing in on the house or this or that? Did it look like leaves was off of the trees?
Well, it looked like the leaves were orange outside the window.
Yeah,
so
okay.
I took it as a
fall.
year. But it threw me off when he said it. I think it was like a few months or a couple months or something like that. And I was like, wait, did I get that wrong?
Well, if we may continue. The next fall in South Philadelphia, that's where we open and we see Malcolm reading a file on Vincent Gray when he was 10 years old. he was referred to Malcolm, and I believe that he has some words circled on his little papers here that says parents status divorced, acute anxiety, socially isolated, and possible mood disorder. And that's when a door opens up across the way from Malcolm, where he's sitting at outside. He's sitting on a bench outside his little townhouse or maybe apartment, and a kid comes out, and this is where he flips the page and he sees a file on Cole Sear, and the status for his parents is divorce. He has acute anxiety, socially isolated, possible mood disorder.
So same.
So all the same things that Vincent Gray had. So maybe this is a motivation that he really needs to really help this kid out and turn him around so that, he didn't end up like Vincent Gray.
Yeah. It seemed like he failed Vincent Gray, and he's trying to make up for it with Cole.
Makes sense. I don't know. If I was Dr. Crow, if I got shot, if I got harmed in any career, it doesn't matter how well or how much I love that career. I'm just that type of person that I'm gonna obviously this field is not safe. I'm gonna dip out. I mean, he doesn't have any kids, but in my life, like, I have a kid, so I would make sure I would switch careers.
Well, the kid comes out, he turns around, locks the door, and he puts on these pair of glasses, and Malcolm follows him.
Nobody sees a grown man following a kid.
Nobody really cares. And the kid is walking at a very fast pace. He starts getting a good jog in going down there, and then to a run. And Malcolm followed him all the way to a church with these huge red doors, where the kid slips in, and Malcolm finds the kid and introduces himself and says that they were supposed to meet today, but he missed their appointment. Like, this is what Malcolm is saying, and he apologized to him. He says that in the olden days, people would hide out in churches and claim sanctuary like this one. And Cole asks, what were they hiding from? And Malcolm says, bad people, mostly people that wanted to put him in jail or hurt him. Malcolm says, your eyeglasses don't have any lenses in them. And Cole says that they're his dad's. The lenses hurt his eyes. And one of his soldiers that the kids was playing with speaks Latin. And Malcolm was like, do you speak Latin? Or do all your soldiers speak Latin? No, just this one. Just General, MacGuffin or whatever the hell he says. Some long-ass name. And the kid asks, are you a good doctor? And Malcolm says, I used to be. I won an award once with the mayor. It was an expensive frame. The kid gets all his stuff and walks out. But before he does, he says, will I see you again? And Malcolm says, if that's okay with you. And on his way out, he takes one of the church's little Jesus figures. Or maybe Sister Mary Frances. I don't know. He just grabs a little figure right there real quick, too. Well, later that night, we see Malcolm arriving home, and he yells out, it's me. He comes in and notices the dinner on table is only set for one. And he finds his wife sleeping.
Also,
watching a home movie.
Also, this is the exact same house from the last year that he got shot in. If somebody broke in my house and shot me, that's a very traumatic. I'm moving out. I ain't staying in that house.
Well,
but also, I get that hindsight, but how do they not have a security system still? Because he wasn't punching no buttons in and nothing. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Doesn't seem smart.
You never really see him open the door. But
That's true.
He goes downstairs or like this little door under the stairs, and it seems to be locked because we never see him actually walk through the door. But it's a red doorknob. But he still gets in, and he goes to the basement. He's just going through some files, and he finds an old book where he writes down what the kid said, and it was in Latin. It was like a lette profundus clamo acte.
No. You got to do the whole priest way of how they say it.
How's the priest say it?
They got to enunciate. There you go.
Which means, out of the depths, I cry to you, Lord.
So it was very specific that you seen the red doorknob. when she went down, because that's the wine cellar that she went down to, did we happen to see the doorknob? Like, did we see her go through the door, or did it just come? Okay.
The next day, we see a husky in a laundry basket.
Okay, pause. I'm sorry. This is ridiculous. This is my hindsight right here. Why the hell is a dog in your hamper? Like, even, like, I get it. The hamper, you put dirty clothes in it, but you also put clean clothes in it. Like, that's just, And then also, it is close to the damn.
Hindsight, please say it all and then hit the button. Okay.
No, this isn't part of my hindsight. This is saying that the dog is too damn close to the damn dryer door. I'm just saying that the damn dog is too close to the damn dryer. Like, that's not safe.
Why he ain't gonna open it, close it, and turn it on?
She could put the damn dog, like, the dog could get into the dryer and she don't realize the dog's in the dryer and then start the damn dryer.
In a dryer.
People are retarded. So, no, some people may just be like, oh, let me just put the clothes in the dryer. Not even paying attention. It has most likely happened.
Like you watching a TV remote?
Exactly.
Well, the next day, we see a husky in a laundry basket and a woman coming and giving her
a shirt and a tie.
She calls for Cole, and she says, your Cocoa Puffs are ready. And he's got a clip-on tie that I suppose is the wrong color or something she didn't like. Or maybe
there was a stain on it.
And then she goes to laundry, grabs another one, and comes back, and she hooks the guy up. But when she comes back, all the cabinets and drawers are open in the kitchen.
Like, unbelievably fast. Like,
yeah.
Oh my, like she walks away, oh, tie, grabs, come back, and like even the ones that he can't even reach are open. And she's like,
it's at
what
least
happened?
15 to 20 drawers and cabinets, and he's in the exact same position
Does she think this motherfucker's Flash or something?
She thinking something. She's trying to figure it out.
And she says, were you looking for something? He says, Pop-Tarts. And she says, right here. And he says, oh.
Jesus.
And Cole asks, he's like, Mama, what are you thinking? And she says, lots of things. And he says, anything bad about me? And she said, look at my face. I was not thinking something bad about you. Got it? He says, got it. She sees a
cold handprint. When he walked away, there was a handprint on the table.
Yeah, but mine says hand brown on the table. Anyway, she sees a handprint on the table when he gets up to leave, as if he had like sweaty, clammy hands just like pressing down on it. Well, yeah, weird stuff. But when he runs out and he goes out to meet one of his friends, she's watching him. The friend's up taking his bag for him, and she's looking out the window like, my little boy got a friend. The kid puts his arm around Cole and they wave at the mom, bye-bye, and then they go off on their way.
Bye-bye, mother.
But when they're out of sight, the kid says, hey, freak, how do you like the arm around thing? I made it up. And he hands Cole his bag back. He says something about being a good actor or something, and then the kid goes off.
What does the kid get out of it?
Money.
Like, you think so?
Cole is paying him to act like his friend.
Mm-hmm.
And Cole walks into school by himself.
Well, he's standing in the middle of the road at first.
Well, later that day,
looking at the school,
he returns home to see his mom and Dr. Malcolm sitting and waiting for him. His mom says, do you know what I did today? I won the Pennsylvania lottery in the morning. I quit all my jobs and I ate a big picnic in the park with lots of chocolate mousse pie. And then I swam in the fountain all afternoon. What did you do? And Cole says, I was picked first for kickball teams at recess. I had a grand slam and went to win the game. And everybody lifted me on their shoulders and carried me around cheering. And the mom says, well, in that case, I'm going to make you triangle pancakes. You got an hour. That's when Dr. Malcolm says hi. After his mom walks off to the kitchen, Malcolm asks if he wants to sit down. And Cole shakes his head no. He says, do you feel like talking today? And Cole shakes his head no. He says, you want to play a game? That's a mind reading game. Here's how it works. I read your mind, and if what I say is right, you take one step closer to the chair. If what I say is wrong, you take one step closer to the doorway. If you reach the chair, you sit down. If you reach the doorway, you can go. Want to play? Cole looks around and shakes his head, yeah, or nods his head. And Dr. Malcolm acts as if he has these psychic powers. And he says, when your mother and father were first divorced, your mom went to see a doctor like me, and he didn't help her. So you think I'm not going to be able to help you. And Cole takes one step forward. Well, Malcolm says you're worried that she told you, she told him things that she couldn't tell anyone else. Secrets. Cole takes another step forward. You have a secret, but you don't want to tell me. Cole takes another step forward.
Which you can see the chair and the view at this point.
Malcolm looks at his watch. Your dad gave you that watch as a present before he went away. And Cole takes a step backwards. Cole says he forgot it in a drawer. It doesn't work. Malcolm says you keep pretty quiet in school, but you're a pretty good student, but you've never been in serious trouble. Cole takes another step back. Well, Cole says we're supposed to draw a picture of anything we wanted. I drew a man that got hurt in the neck by another man with a screwdriver. And Malcolm says you saw that on TV, Cole? Cole took another step back. He said that he was upset. They had a meeting. My mom started crying. I don't draw like that anymore. Malcolm says, how do you draw now? Cole says, I draw people smiling, dogs running, rainbows. They don't have meetings about rainbows. Now they do. Malcolm says, I guess they don't. And Cole says, what am I thinking now? And Malcolm says, I don't know. He takes another step back. Cole says, I was thinking you're nice, but you can't help me. And Cole walks to his room. I
definitely did like the fact that Cole, even though Dr. Malcolm got it wrong, he did at least explain his side. So I like that information, like that little extra tidbit.
Well, I suppose later on, we see his wife at a dinner table in a nice restaurant. Mm-hmm. He arrives and tries to explain why he's late and says that he can't keep track of time. She's wearing this red dress and kind of looks like she's upset at him, and he's talking and he's apologizing, and he starts talking about Cole and what he thinks about the kid. The waiter brings the check before he can grab it. She grabs it and pays for it.
Gets up and leaves.
And she says happy anniversary before she leaves.
It looks like she had glanced at it.
It did look like that.
Because she did, guys.
But he continues talking, and after she's done paying, she takes a deep breath and says happy anniversary and gets up and goes away. And then he sighs.
And now he's not going to be able to eat dinner.
Well, first of all, with him being a doctor, there is a patient-client confidentiality. Does that not apply to spouses? Like, how is he able to be discussing these things, specific details?
I don't think it's specific. I think he was like, he's a good kid and, this or that. Because he never was like later on, this guy says he sees dead people. He wasn't doing stuff like that,
Okay.
Today we hear Cole say, stop looking at me. I don't like it when people look at me like that. And he tells Dr. Malcolm about the kid that hates him, who plays Mikey's, plays his friend in the one that came to school.
Tommy?
Yeah.
Tommy.
That's the kid he's talking about. What the hell? All right. Malcolm says, does your mom set that up? And Cole says, yeah. Malcolm says, did you ever talk about things with your mom? And he says, I don't tell her things because she doesn't look at me like everybody else. And I don't want her to. And Malcolm says, like what, Cole? And Cole says, like I'm a freak. Malcolm says, you're not a freak. And don't let anybody convince you out of that. It's bullshit. You don't have to go through life believing that, okay?
You said a bad word.
And Cole just looks at him and yeah. Yeah, he says, you did say a bad word.
You said the S word.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I know, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he apologizes for profanity. And then we see Cole's mom doing laundry, chores around the house, looking at pictures, reminiscing of the past. Mm-hmm. And she sees one picture with some kind of glare or spark in the picture next to Cole. Mm-hmm. She looks at another picture with Cole in it, and there it is again, a little spark or glare.
Yeah, some of these, he's looking straight at the thing, too, so it can be a coincidence,
Right.
Well, then she notices it in every picture.
Right.
Every single one.
Light.
Would it be, would ghosts or things like that, something is obviously there to be reflected. I didn't think that would be shown reflection. And then also, since it's in every single picture, I would have done research and figure out what could it possibly be, even if I took to some crazy voodoo thing or whatever.
maybe we'll get to see. They'll tell us what it is a little bit later on. We get back to Cole and Dr. Malcolm, and he's still asking him questions, trying to figure out where he is and in his mindset. And Cole says, you ask a lot of questions about my dad. And Malcolm says, we do things to draw attention because, certain issues could lead to things like divorce. For example, a person might leave something on a desk for a certain someone to find. Do you know what free association writing is called, Cole? Cole says, no, what's free association writing? It's when you take a pencil in your hand and you put the pencil to a piece of paper and you just start writing. You don't look at what you're writing or think about what you're writing. You just keep your hand moving. After a while, if you keep your hand moving long enough, words and thoughts start coming out that you didn't even know you had in you. It could be something you heard somewhere else or feelings you had deep inside. And while he's saying this, Cole's mom is cleaning up his room and she notices some of this free associated writing that Cole has done. And it has a lot of upset words in there.
I seen kill. Something new.
Red rum.
If I was Cole, I would not, because he seems very, very specific about keeping secrets from his mom. He doesn't want his mom to view him where everybody else views him. So it's not something I would leave that type of writing on the desk for her to find, because obviously she comes in and cleans up his room.
At least make an effort to throw that shit away or burn it or something, bro.
Something. He just left that on the table.
Well, Malcolm asks, did you ever write any upset words before your father left, Cole? And he says, I don't remember. And Malcolm says, can you do something for me? I want you to think about what you want to get out of our time together. What our goal should be. And Cole says, something I want? Malcolm says, if you could change something in your life, anything, what would it be? And Cole said, instead of something I want, can it be something I don't want? And Malcolm said, okay. Are you scared? And Cole says, I don't want to be scared anymore. Next, we see Malcolm circling a phrase in a book that said the bruises could be self-inflicted. He yells at his wife, are you going to get that? I'm talking about...
somebody was at the door.
Somebody's at the door. I'm talking about Dora. I'm talking about somebody at the door, I believe. And he hears a man's voice, and he's listening to the conversation as the guy's trying to set up, to go out with her at the flea market or something. And he'd say, you just seem kind of down lately, Anna, And his wife's like, well, I'm okay. And the guy asked if he could stop by on his way back, and she says, no.
It's about the Amish.
Yeah, she'll see. Oh, yeah, he want to go see the Amish.
Yeah.
The Amish. And he says, she'll see him Monday. So she kind of just shuts him down. She don't want to go out. She won't do nothing.
He seemed very desperate. A little too desperate. He was not taking a no for an answer.
He does leave, but Malcolm sees him out the little cellar window, and the guy's all frustrated, and she's like, he's turning back, and he's like, I'm gonna go say something. No, I'm gonna do it.
Which in that situation, what the hell is he gonna go back anyways? Because he's already invited her out, and it's like, okay, here's the option. You can come with me to see the Amish. No. Okay, well, I can come back over and show you what I got. No. So it's just kind of like, what else can he do to go back and get her?
Before he leaves, Malcolm says, keep moving, cheese dick.
Which also, he yelled at his wife 2 times. You gonna get that? Okay, you hear it. You don't hear her walk into the house to answer the door. Get your ass up and go answer the damn door yourself. Like, come on now. Quit being an asshole.
He's got more busy stuff to do. Okay?
Nah.
He's trying to save a life.
How freaked out would he have been if the character would have just opened the door?
How freaked out would he have been if he opened that door and ended up seeing a sandworm from Beetlejuice? Dun, dun, dun.
Also, did you notice that the guy, when he got to his car, he kind of I don't know if he
wipe some leaves off or something.
Yeah, but he kind of also at the same time hit his car. He's so frustrated and so mad. Okay, red flag right there. Why are you so upset to the fact that you hit in your car? So stupid.
I guess the next day of school, we see kids writing on the chalkboard while Cole is in the back of the class just playing with a pencil, and the teacher's asking about history and the capital of the United States in the past. And he asks, can anyone guess what this building was used for 100 years ago, even even before I went to school? And nobody can answer. Well, Cole raises his hand and says, yes. And then the teacher says, okay, Cole.
He seems surprised that Cole raised his hand.
Yeah, and Cole says, they used to hang people here. And everybody stops like,
yep, they got everybody attention.
Yeah. And they're looking at him, and the teacher says, no, that's not correct. Where'd you hear that? And Cole says they pull people crying and kissing their families goodbye, people watching, they spit at them. And then the teacher says, Cole, this building was a legal courthouse. Laws were passed here. Some of the very first laws of this country. This whole building was full of lawyers and lawmakers. And Cole says, they were the ones that hanged everybody. And the teacher says, I don't know which one of these guys told you that, but yeah, they were just trying to scare you, my little friend. Cole looks back at him, and Cole, he says, I don't like people looking at me like that. Because the teacher's kind of squinting at him like, what's wrong with you, little kid? Where'd you get this from? Cole, I don't like people looking at me like that.
He's definitely getting very agitated.
Yeah, and the teacher's like, what? And Cole says, stop it. You stop it right now, Dale. And then the teacher says,
Dale.
I don't know how else to look. And
While he's like slowly coming to him.
Yeah, and Cole says, you're a stuttering Stanley. And the teacher pauses and says, excuse me? Cole says, you talk funny when you went to school here, and you talk funny all the way up to high school. You shouldn't look at people and make them feel bad. And the teacher's like,
how the fuck do you know that, motherfucker? Little kid, who the fuck is this?
Who have you taught? And he starts stuttering real bad.
Yeah,
and Cole
real
just
bad.
keeps repeating, stuttering Stanley, stuttering Stanley, stuttering Stanley. And the teacher finally gets out of his stutter and says, shh.
He gets right back in another stutter.
You freak. And everybody stops.
Okay. So first of all, I am surprised Cole even answered in the class because it seems like he stays quiet because he doesn't want the attention onto himself. So I'm curious on why he's kind of changing it up now. If I was the teacher, I would just left it be instead of trying to get him to answer about like him looking. Like once Cole was like, hey, I don't like when people look at you. Be like, okay, let's move on to the next thing. Like he escalated that in my opinion. And second point, how does Cole know that he's a stuttering Stanley?
That would have
Obviously
warranted
been
a
from the
pause
dead.
for me because if I was getting made fun of in high school before this kid was even born, and he knew all the shit that used to happen when I used to get bullied, I'd be like, how the fuck?
How does he know?
I pull him out after class, be like, hey,
How did you know?
Yeah.
Because like none of these kids would know about that information.
Okay, well,
I don't even think none of the teachers would either, right? Like,
And I mean, I would assume if they didn't go to the same school.
let me tune you in on something. Cole can see dead people.
So a dead person told, oh, hey, this is stuttering Stanley over here.
I know, but it's like I'm looking at it through the lens of the teacher.
Yeah.
She's not. She's really curious on how does Cole know that.
Oh.
Right. No. I am curious because
The-
why would a dead person be like, oh, hey, this is stuttering Stanley over here?
Okay.
I'm going to go now and interrupt you.
Yeah, let's go.
The ghosts have been there. The building's been there for over 100 years.
Right.
The ghosts have constantly been there. They're constantly seeing these kids grow up. So why wouldn't a ghost know, hey, this little fucker right here grew up and he stutters all the time. Cole, get him. We call him Stuttering Stanley. Get him. And so the ghost, yeah, he'll tell him that. So that's how Cole knows. But then we see Cole in the principal's office. And then we see, also he's there with Dr. Malcolm. I guess he shows up at the principal's office for an appointment. And he asks Cole, how's it going? And Cole says, I don't want to talk about anything right now. And Dr. Malcolm says, do you like magic? And he shows him this magic penny trick. Where he takes the penny in one hand, closes it.
Does a little shake.
Yep, does a little shake. And it's over here. It's in my pocket. And he just points at his pocket. And he says, oh, it's here. It's over here. It's in this pocket or something.
Well, you can see he's holding it and still in his hand.
And then he does a magic trick and brings it back to the hand that it all started with. And Cole said, it wasn't magic. You're just tapping your hand the whole time. And Malcolm says, you think so? And Cole says, I didn't know you were funny. Well, that night, Malcolm comes home. He sees the TV playing, and it's an old home video of their wedding. That one of their friends is talking about them before the wedding. I don't know, just about how much she loves them and how much a great couple they are. And, Malcolm, he's feeling that for a moment there. He goes upstairs to find his wife in the shower. He looks at her as if he wants to say something, and he sees that she has antidepressants in the medicine cabinet.
Zoloft.
So he goes back downstairs. He tries to get into the cellar with the red doorknob, and it seems to be locked.
Again, which he seemed very confused when he was looking at after he found the Zoloft medicine. He seemed very confused. So at this point in time, I'm like, do these people not talk whatsoever?
That's what's going through your head at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The next day, Cole is at a birthday party, and he's showing another kid the penny trick.
Penny trick, let's go.
Yeah, and the kid is not impressed.
Doing a little shake, it's in his pocket. Doing a little shake, it's in my right hand.
And the kid just says,
"That's stupid."
Yeah. And he's like, it was supposed to be funny. He's like, no, it's stupid. I want my penny back. And Cole ends up handing his penny back. So, asshole kids, man.
Oh, my God.
Put Cole in some jiu-jitsu, man. God damn. And then we see his mom talking about some of the weird things that Cole does. And we see this red balloon from It floating up the spiral staircase
that he's sitting on. But it seemed like the mom's not even like, this seems like a very richy type of house, and you can tell that the other mothers were not really fucking with Cole's mom. Like, they both are kind of outcasts.
Well, he decides to follow this balloon.
So stupid.
And when he gets near the top of the steps, he can hear someone whispering
Dumb as hell.
that he wants out of this door, and it's an angry spirit, and it keeps banging on the door saying, open this door or I'll break it down and come grab you. Cole is wearing a bright red sweater. Then we see the little punk kid that was
Tommy
paid to be Cole's friend. Yeah, Tommy douchebaggery. And then we see another little fake friend who is the birthday boy. They end up seeing Cole at the top of the stairs, and they decide they're gonna go mess with him. So when they get to the top of the stairs, Cole sees them and he's like, "Hey, happy birthday, Derek!" And one of them asks, "Is there something you want to see in there?" And Cole says, "Nope." And the kid says, "Well, we're going to put on a pretend play. Do you want to be in it?" And Cole says, "Okay." And then, what's his name? Tommy says it's called Locked in the Dungeon. And they tell him that you get to be the one locked in the dungeon.
Oh, shit.
And then they shove him in the little room that he was looking at, and he is freaking out. He starts screaming and banging on the door to be released. His mom ends up hearing it from the party, and she rushes upstairs to see what the hell's going on. And she sees that he's behind the door screaming for him to let him out, and she's trying to pull and open it and doesn't know what to do. And then the other parents start coming up there, and she's like, help me, like, what the fuck? How do I open this door? And they're just looking at her like...
The kids, the parents, like, they were all just dumbfounded.
Bro.
Yeah.
But then look, it's okay though, because the screaming and everything stopped for a second.
And when it stops, the door unlocks. But before that, while he was screaming, I would have Spartan kicked that first kid into a domino effect and knocked them all down the goddamn steps. Oh my God, that was terrible. But yeah, she ends up pulling him out of the locked door. What was that, like a laundry room, laundry chute or something? I don't know.
But
something.
he seemed like unconscious.
Like a little elevator type of thing,
He was unconscious.
If I was Cole, if I heard that voice in the door while he was walking up the stairs, I would have already been down the stairs. Like, he already hears things. I would have even fucked and went upstairs. And then being put in the locked dungeon, I would have been screaming bloody murder. I've been kicking, screaming something. And then if I was his mama,
he was doing.
Well, do it louder. I don't know. Like, if
giving it all he got. What do you mean?
I don't know. Like,
do it better.
I feel like I would have done it like way fucking louder, like
Dutch.
something.
You can do it better. You can do it harder. You can do it faster.
Before even shoving in, I would have kicked my foot off the side of the wall and just like pushed and made them all fall down. And then if I was his mama, I would have been beating the door handle down. If that didn't work, I would have beat the door down. And then also she's like looking at them like, oh my gosh, what's happening? Like, you better go grab some damn buddy and like bitch slap them out of their stupidness and be like, where's the fucking key at? Something. Okay.
Well, later at the doctor's office, the doctor tells her that the tests indicate that he did not have a seizure. Everything looks to be fine, and there are some cuts and bruises on your son that are concerning. And doctor is actually the director, M. Night Shyamalan. And the mother says, do you think I would hurt my child? You think I'm a bad mother? And the doctor says, Miss Sloan over there is the hospital social worker. She's going to be asking you a couple of procedural questions.
Oh, okay.
I feel like he could have, like, I don't know. I don't know. Can't. One, he didn't explain exactly what was going on. Like, he didn't seem very
wants to know
forthcoming.
what's wrong with her child.
Right. And then also, it's
Something
just
happened to him.
being implied. Like, I don't know. Just seemed not a very good actor or not a very good doctor or something. I feel like he could have done better.
No, he was really upset about his role in this, which I will be telling you about in the little fact section that we have here.
Okay.
Yeah.
We then see Cole in a hospital bed, and Dr. Malcolm comes and sits by his bed. When he asks Cole, did your father used to tell you bedtime stories? And Cole doesn't answer. So Malcolm starts telling him about a story about a young prince driving, I guess, and Cole interrupts the story and says, you have to put a twist in there or something. You know, and then Malcolm's like, what, add a twist? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, what kind of twist? And Cole says, maybe he runs out of gas. A story about why you're sad. And Malcolm says, you think I'm sad? And Cole says, yes, your eyes told me. And Malcolm says, I'm not supposed to talk about stuff like that. So he tells a story about his life as if it was a different character, explaining about him, the patient that he couldn't help,
Vincent.
and how him and his wife are now. And he says, if he can help this little boy, it'll be like helping him too. And Cole says, where did the story end? And Malcolm says, I don't know. Cole says, I want to tell you a secret now. And Malcolm says, oh, okay. And the camera zooms in on Cole and he says, I see dead people. And Malcolm says, in your dreams? And Cole says, no. Malcolm says, while you're awake? Cole says, yes. And Malcolm says, dead people like in graves and coffins? And Cole says, walking around like regular people. They don't see each other. They only see what they want to see. They don't know they're dead. And Malcolm says, how often do you see them? And Cole says, all the time. They're everywhere. You won't tell anyone my secret, right? And Malcolm says, no, promise. And Cole says, will you stay here until I fall asleep? And Malcolm says, of course. Malcolm starts a personal little recorder of what he believes Cole is suffering from. Some kind of school-age schizophrenia. Medication hospitalization may be required. And he clicks off the recorder and then he says to himself, I'm not helping him.
I think he did do good, Dr. Crow, with being told, like, Cole telling him that he sees dead people. I think he didn't freak out. He was asking questions.
Yeah, he didn't like try to be like, oh, well, I think this is a medical like inconsistency.
He was there.
Like, yeah.
He was supporting him. He stayed there until he sleep. But for me, I feel like I'm more open-minded in these things. So I think I think I would do research and not just completely disregard the fact that he sees dead people.
Just because you actually want to see dead people, right?
No. But I feel like all the movies that we have seen throughout the life, like, I feel like things can. I hope our world is not so boring as if, like, no witches, wizards, things like that aren't true. But you gotta have some sort of imagination, I guess.
Later on, we see Cole's mom carrying him through the doorway because he's asleep, and she takes him to his room and takes his shoes off, and then she sees the red sweater that he had on that had a hole in it. Mm-hmm. And then she goes up to the shirt that also has a hole in it that he had from the birthday party, and then notices that he has these scratches, these large scratches on his back. Mm-hmm. And she just kind of breaks down, but then we see her on the phone calling one of them other parents.
Mom bearing
It's like, hey, we need to have a talk because your kids can't keep their fucking hands off my child. And she mean business, man. She ready to break somebody off some. But
I feel like she definitely should have, once he woke up, have a conversation with him. Like, okay, like, there's definitely cuts and bruises, more than the doctor thinks is okay. We need to have the conversation.
Cole's not going to tell her.
Okay, well, still worth have a conversation about.
Not going to go anywhere.
Okay, well, at least if she's asking.
Well, she don't want to believe it. Like, you're willing to. If people are not willing to accept that, hey, maybe he can actually, like, talk to dead people, they're not gonna fucking think that shit because it's just like out of their realm of possibility. So they're just not gonna do it.
And she's been asked.
Yeah.
The next morning, we see Cole run into the restroom early in the morning, and we all see the thermostat is set to 70, but the temperature is dropping
rapidly,
decreasing fast. And someone walks behind Cole while he's in the restroom, And it seems that he can sense it, because he turns around and then we can see his breath because it's real cold in the house. He walks to the kitchen and see what appears to be his mom cooking dinner, breakfast. But she turns around and it's not his mom. It's this woman that starts screaming like, "You can't hurt me anymore." And she turns and shows Cole the wrist, and she has these slices, I guess, where she committed suicide by cutting her own wrist. And I guess she had a terrible husband or something, but I used to beat her. And it says, "Look what you made me do," just screaming at him. So he runs into his he's got this little tent built in his room made of a blanket and like some clothespins. And he hides and he starts to cry. Then we see all his little Jesus figures that he's been taking. We know where they're at now. They're in this little shrine he's made in there to try to keep the devil out.
So what is y'all's thoughts at this point in time with this ghost who committed suicide? Do you think that she killed herself in this apartment or nearby, or do you think this is the random ghost that just happened to pop up? And
at this point, I think it's a ghost that used to live in this house a long time ago and then died, and then that's what I'm thinking at this point.
Yeah, that's what my vibe was.
Not knowing the thing, okay. But
then we see the little jerk kid
Tommy
at the play at the school when all the parents whip out their cameras and start recording. And Dr. Malcolm is in attendance and probably the only one without a camera. Then we see Cole and Dr. Malcolm talking after the play is over with, and Cole is talking about acting and how they're kids and it's okay, and Malcolm's saying how he's seen plays like Cats, and he tells them all the plays he's seen. That's really interesting. Well, they're walking together to the hallway. Malcolm is trying to bring up what happened at the hospital, but when he looks down to see Cole again, he realizes that Cole's not around him. He had stopped walking, and Cole is staring down this hallway, and Malcolm goes up to him, but he doesn't respond. And Cole's still looking down this hallway, just like scared. And where he seems to see what looks to be a black man, a white woman, and their mixed child all hanging from a noose. But Malcolm can't see it, and he tells him that, I can't see anything. And Cole tells him to be real still. Sometimes you feel it inside, like you're falling down real fast, but you're really just standing still. He says, "Do you ever feel the prickly things on the back of your neck?" And Malcolm says, "Yes." "And the tiny hairs on your arm, they stand up?" And Malcolm says, "Yes." Cole says, "That's them. And when they get mad, it gets cold." Malcolm looks back and says, I don't see anything. "Are you sure they're there?" Cole says, "Please make them go away. Make them leave." And Malcolm says, "I'm working on it."
That's freaky. And yeah, it was. There was a crime back in the day. You could not have an interracial couple. So my family and your family would be hanged from the ends of ropes.
So at this point, do they know, like the ghosts, do they know that he can see them? Or are they just in this hanging position? This is just what they do for eternity.
Yeah,
they just hang
chilling
there.
out there. "Honey, how's it hanging today?"
So I'm assuming that, okay, so if you're hanging from a rope for eternity and nobody's paying attention to you, but this one kid is looking you straight in your eye and is terrified, you kind of know.
That is true.
Maybe this kid, but you can't move anywhere. Clearly, they can't move anywhere.
Or home.
Yeah. So it's like, what can they do to move on from that point,
Well, the next day, or maybe later on, not really clear, Cole is at the Acme grocery store, and or a hardware store? I don't know, maybe both.
It was a grocery store because she got a pumpkin and some groceries.
And then she's pushing him in a buggy on the outside in the parking lot, and she starts pushing him real fast and, trying to have fun like she's in a rocket car or something. And Cole's putting his hands out, feeling the air, feeling the breeze like he's like Jesus or something. And then they end up, stopping and goes on to the next scene where we then see a commercial with that little bully kid, that punk.
Tommy.
In there about some kind of cough medicine or something.
It was a bad commercial.
Yeah, and then we see he takes a cough medicine and he starts feeling better. He's outside with his fucking jean shorts on after
being sick.
After getting better. But these jean shorts are so long and so 90s, man. That was the style back then. But Cole throws a shoe or something at the TV and hits that off button immediately. Man. Like he's been doing this before.
He should be a quarterback.
Well, his mom is trying to fix the thermostat, but it doesn't seem to be working. Cole has these winter gloves on that they're eating breakfast, and she tells him, "Take it off." And It's just so funny how serious she is, though, because she don't play games, man. Mama don't play games.
You can definitely tell she's a little aggravated because, you know, when he put it on the table, she's like off the table. Like, in all the other scenes that she's trying to have fun, she's trying to talk to him, blah, 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 blah. So you kind of can tell her mood isn't her happy, normal mood.
Well, I'm thinking that those are his dad's gloves, and she don't want anything to do with the dad.
That is
and so
true.
she's upset that he's wearing it, and he has this hope that his dad is going to come around again.
It's true because they were a lot bigger.
Yeah.
Well, she says, I saw what was in your drawer while I was cleaning. Do you have something you want to confess? The bumblebee pendant? Why do you keep taking it? It was grandma's, you know, and if it broke, you know how sad I would be? And he said, you'd cry because you miss grandma so much. And she said, that's right. Sometimes people think they lose things, and they really didn't lose them. It just gets moved. And she says, so did you move the bumblebee pendant? Cole says, no. And he says, don't get mad. And she says, so who, somebody moved in the night, and maybe they come in here and they took it and they just moved it to your drawer. And she just says, I'm tired, Cole. I'm tired of my mind, my body, and my heart. I need some help. My little family isn't doing so good. I've been praying.
God damn.
Must not be praying right.
This motherfucking, what's that, New England fucking accent? Most unattractive accent in the world.
But she says, we're going to have to answer each other's prayers. And if we can't talk to each other, we're not going to make it. Tell me, baby. I won't get mad. Did you take the bumblebee pendant? And Cole looks at her and says,
He's
no.
very upset. He's upset at this point.
And she says, you've had enough to eat. You need to leave the table. And Cole leaves. But as Cole is heading to his room, his puppy, his little husky, runs out of the room. And he watches the puppy run past him. And behind him, a kid walks into his room. He looks back, and the kid comes back out. And the kid comes out and says, hey, come here. I'll show you where my dad hides his gun. And when he turns around for Cole to follow him, he's missing a chunk out of the back of his head.
Huge chunk. So I think the mama is definitely at her limit. I definitely think she didn't handle the scene very well. But I'm kind of getting the vibe at this point in time. Okay, this is the second ghost that he has seen inside this house that we have seen. He also got shot. He didn't commit suicide. I don't think he didn't mean to. But I'm thinking this can't be a coincidence that all of these ghosts are dying in. So I'm thinking now they're able to move around and somehow get into him, finding him.
At this point, I started I put together hey, this kid that just showed up with a hole in the back of his head kind of looks like he was dressed from the 70s. Mm-hmm. And so I'm thinking hey, maybe the time in this movie is just a construct of.
So you think that's still in this house?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's I'm still thinking that whatever happened in this house, because hey, let me show you my dad's shotgun. Mm-hmm. They used to be in this house in the 70s. And then before that, the lady that looked like she probably died.
They could have been in the same situation.
Could have
killed himself. Dad beat the mom, and then she killed herself.
But I'm still thinking at this point, everything is happening in this house.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
what are your thoughts? You haven't said your thoughts.
I'm thinking that the dog was hiding in the laundry room, and the mom is trying to get it out. And that's when Cole comes behind her and says, Mama, if you're not very mad, can I sleep in your bed tonight with you? And she said, look at my face. I'm not very mad. And
she admitted that she's mad, but she's not very mad.
She's just a mom who doesn't really know how to help her kid. Mm-hmm. And she's hugging him, and she says, why are you shaking? What's wrong? Please tell me.
Yeah, he's not saying shit, so she's still freaking out.
Panicking more and more.
Yeah, and this let me know that she had been trying to talk to him for a long time, and it doesn't work. He won't tell her because he don't want her to look at him in a different way than she does.
Like a freak.
But the next day, we see Anna, Malcolm's ex or current wife, I guess now, talking about this beautiful diamond to this couple who are thinking about purchasing it, but you probably can't afford it or something.
Oh, she's an asshole for this one.
Yeah, they feel she's like the guy's trying to back her off of the ring, But she goes in for the sell hard on the woman. You want to try it on? Yeah.
Well, he didn't do it the right way. He was like, do you have something plainer? Like, and then the wife, fiance, whatever she is, I don't know if it's an engagement ring, but she's just looking at him sideways like, bitch, am I plain? Do I need a plain ring? And he's just like, don't get yourself in a tizzy. Bitch, I ain't gonna marry you.
Well, she talks about the previous owner of the ring, and
which is weird,
saying that some things stay with the item, you know, like the love that they had from the last person who wore this ring. And I think it signifies that she is still in love, you know, and I think this used to be her ring, is what I got from it.
Oh.
But
I didn't get that. I didn't get that vibe.
Oh.
She works in an antique shop.
I mean, I don't know if you guys noticed it, but like, to me, I think I looked at the next scene and she still has her wedding ring on.
Yeah, she still has hers. So that dude didn't buy it. He couldn't afford it.
Well, also, did you catch the part where she was like, the lady was longing for somebody, and then the fiance was just like, does he have chestnut or wavy hair and chestnut eyes? And the fiance was like, the hell?
Bitch, who the hell are you thinking about?
Put it on the right finger instead of the left finger.
And she ended up closing the ring of a box on a different ring.
Oh, I thought it was the same ring.
No, it looked like a green jewel in there, emerald or something.
Okay.
Kind of weird. But the guy who was in the house earlier ends up bringing this bench or chair up from the basement or something, and he got her, or she got him a birthday present. Mm-hmm. And they both sat down together to open it, and it's a book, first edition.
Which, by the way, before he came up, she said, let me go get this wrapped for you. She closed the ring box, left the people that she was working with, the one with the man, don't get yourself in tizzy, and then she's like walking, she's like, let me get this wrapped. She stopped to talk to this guy, and she sat down on the couch, had the moment with the book, hugging, almost kiss type of thing. Bitch, you supposed to wrap up the ring to get like, you got customers right now. This is not the time or the place. You
guys are going at it the wrong way. Is that she left customers unattended in a jewelry shop.
That is true.
Alone. Bro, how many times you go, shit, let me go ahead and see if they got some matching earrings or Yep.
They hug.
No security cameras apparently, because what happens next is
they hug and kind of have a moment where they're looking in each other's eyes and they're leaning in, and all of a sudden Stone Cold comes in that bad boy. Well, a window like cracks, and we see Malcolm walking away pretty fast from the store.
This is the moment that I knew Dr. Malcolm Crowe was dead, because nobody's seen him throw the rock. Nobody's seen him at all. And then he runs away.
He punched it with his finger.
Yeah,
his
hand. Punched it.
That's why he had his hand in his pants.
Oh, no. I took it as he threw something, and then when he was running away, he was holding on to his gunshot wound because he was, like, so upset that, like, he was kind of getting by. But also...
I seen where it said, well, from what I noticed, it punched it, and then his hand was hurt, so he put it in his pants to make sure his blood ain't gonna, like, lead away from, you know.
Okay, well, I took it as he... it doesn't matter. I knew this guy was dead at this point in time.
Way to get
knew he was dead, but I guessed he was dead. Let me say that. I guessed he was dead. Take out the whole new part then, and then just say I guess.
We hear Malcolm saying that he wants to talk to his wife again. Like there was nobody else in the world except them, is how they would have their conversations. And then he says that he can't be Cole's doctor anymore because he hasn't been paying attention to his family, and bad things happen when you do that. He says he's going to transfer him to another, and Cole interrupts him and says, "Don't fail me. Don't give up on me." And Malcolm says, "I can't help you, Cole." And then he says, Malcolm says, someone else can help you. Cole says, "You believe me, right, Dr. Crowe? You believe my secret?" And Malcolm says, I don't know how to answer that, Cole. So Cole slides a penny over to Dr. Malcolm, and he says, "How can you help me if you don't believe me? Some magic's real."
So I think at this point in time, I think Dr. Malcolm, he kind of fucked up, because it's not Cole's responsibility and it's not his fault that he's having problems at home. but he's been somewhat helping Cole. So it's Dr. Malcolm Crow's job to figure out how he can, because at the same time, he's not around Cole 24/7.
Yeah,
like, get the fuck out of here. You can go home and talk to your wife. Get the hell out of here.
But I'm thinking that time passes for Dr. Cole the same way he used to whenever he was alive. You know?
Wait, repeat. I'm sorry.
So I'm thinking that the time passes for Dr. Cole the same way it was when he was alive, which he was super busy.
That's true.
And then he only had like an hour a day to
Spend time with
his wife, or like each patient is like an hour or something like that. So he's going to the office, or he's doing this, he's doing that, and like when he comes home, it's always at night, and he had no fucking time to talk to his wife.
Well, later on, we see Cole in his cellar having some time alone, and he's replaying the
Dr.
events.
Crow? You said Cole.
Oh, yeah.
And you also said Dr. Cole, too.
Oh, Dr. Crow.
Yeah.
I mean Crow.
Crow. Okay. We see Malcolm in the cellar alone, and he's replaying the events of when he got shot by Vincent in his head. And some things that stuck with him. Like Vincent once says, "Do you know why you're afraid when you're alone?" I do. So he gets a tape that has Vincent's sessions on there. And it says Vincent's sessions or something like that on the tape, 7-1. And he's listening to it, talking to Vincent and asking him, "Why are you crying?" And Vincent's a child at the time, and he says, "You won't believe me." And Malcolm listens to himself, and it says that he said, "It's cold in here," on the recording. As he's listening to the recording, he's having to excuse himself because his phone starts ringing, or somebody comes in, "Hey, I got a phone call," and in the recording. And so he steps out of the room while Vincent, I guess, is still in the room, and the recording's still recording, but he hears the door shut and he hears something. And so he increases the volume.
Did you notice at this point in time when he increased the volume, the bottom of the numbers were a little bit red? But the higher the number was, it had more red into it. And then when he hit 10, the number 10 was full red.
Did you see the label of the tape was gone?
Oh, no.
It said Vincent 7-something when he first put it in, but then when we go back to the volume thing, there's no labels of tape.
Didn't get that.
Change the tape, bro. They twitch it all this. Well, Vincent thinks, he hears Vincent whining and crying in there, but then he hears a man speaking Spanish saying, "No entiendes.
You don't understand.
No quiero morir."
I don't want to die.
And you speak Spanish?
No, I Googled it.
It was cool because I had been learning Spanish, so I knew what he was saying. So I was like, "Oh, shit, that's awesome." But he goes to the church where he finds Cole, and he sees him up top playing with his action figures again. And Cole says, "You've been running around. Does it make you feel better?" "I like to run around. It's good exercise. Do you want to ask me questions?" And then Malcolm says, "No, Cole." Cole asks Malcolm, you want to play?" And he says, "No." He says, "Do you believe me now?" And Malcolm says, "Yeah, I think I am." And he asked him about the Spanish translation. He tells him it means "I don't want to die." I want you to think about it, Cole. I want you to think about it really carefully. What do you think they want? And Cole says, "Just help." And Malcolm says, "That's right. That's what I think too. They just want help, even the scary ones. And I think I might know a way to make them go away." And Cole says, "How?" And Malcolm says, "Listen to them." Cole says, what if they don't want help? What if they're just angry and they just want to hurt somebody?" And Malcolm says, "I don't think that's the way it works." Cole says, "How do you know for sure?" And Malcolm says, "I don't."
So this part, I'm kind of like, it's either the writing got fucked up or Dr. Crow got fucked up, because he knows that Cole got a whole bunch of bumps, scrapes, bruises, things like that. So you're kind of putting two and two together that he is, and later on he does admit that that is how he's getting hurt. So Dr. Crow shouldn't have just made the assumption of like, "I don't think that they're going to hurt you." He doesn't know, so he shouldn't have stated that.
He didn't say he don't think they're going to hurt him. He don't think they just want to hurt people. And Cole's never listened to them. He's always been scared trying to run from them.
Yeah, so it's like the one where he got trapped in the upstairs thing. He wouldn't listen to the guy. He was just screaming and trying to get away. And so the thing was just grabbing him like, "Hey, help me. No, come here. Help me." And that's how he got scratched. And that's when the mom found it. That's what I think is happening.
Well, later on, when Malcolm is returning home, he sees the guy coming out of his house. And before he could approach him, the guy squeals off. We then go back to Cole sleeping, and he wakes up with someone saying his name. He hears this, and it's his mother, who is having these night terrors. And he goes and places his hand on her head, and she kind of calms down. But before that, we can hear her saying, "Is someone hurting you? I'll kick their ass." And so, even in this sleep, man, this mother cares deeply for her son.
I agree. I think it's kind of a pointless scene because you already got that feel that she really cares about her son, and she's kind of already freaking out. So I don't know. It's kind of
they needed a reason for Cole to get up, and he goes back to his tent, and we start to see his breath turn cold. And he starts preparing his tent real fast, putting his clips back on, and he goes inside and turns the light on, and you can still see his breath inside the tent, and someone starts unclipping the damn clothespins that he had on the tent. And we look down, and there's this damn girl puking up oatmeal. And he takes off running out of the tent. And he can still hear her sobbing. He's hiding. And I think it hits him at this point what Malcolm had said, maybe they just need help. So he goes back to the room. He takes the cover off of the tent. And the tent collapses. And we see the girl. There's a girl there. And she starts to puke up again. And she's crying. And she says, I'm feeling much better now. Cole says, do you want to tell me something? What do you guys say about this?
So this is the third ghost that you've seen in this house.
Yeah.
Okay.
At this point.
Now I'm thinking okay, for sure this ghost, that's way too many dead people. Yeah. They got to be able to travel. I'm curious at this point, is he emitting any crazy or unique brain waves or something for these ghosts to know that he can see?
Some kind of energy or something.
Something.
There's got to be something. Because this is the only point where I'm like, oh, well, these people didn't live in the house that he lives in.
Right.
To know that this kid is special, so they must be really, really traveling
somehow
to come see him.
My thing is, why didn't she throw up before she seen him? Why she gotta come all scary and shit? She's gonna scare somebody off like that.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
But I would think the next ghost, because he's trying to dip his toes into getting used to it. I would ask the next ghost, hey, how do you know that I can see you? How do you know that I can potentially help you?
I don't think it matters.
I don't think it matters as long as you're willing to help them.
Who cares?
So since this is so new, I would want to know everything that I can.
Okay. Well, the next day we see Cole riding the bus. When they pass a graveyard, he looks straight and he's talking to Malcolm and says that she came a long way to visit me, didn't she? And Malcolm says, yeah, she did. And they're on their way to this girl's house, which I believe when they get into the neighborhood, everyone's wearing black, so it's some kind of wake or funeral. And as they go in, Cole notices her sister outside, and he tells Dr. Malcolm that as they're walking in, they're walking around, they're listening to people, and we hear a lady saying that she can't believe a child was in bed for 2 years. And another guy was saying, I just heard the little one is falling ill now. And Cole and Malcolm head upstairs, and we can see a family picture of a husband, a wife, and 2 daughters. And Cole tells Malcolm, don't go home. And Malcolm says, I definitely won't.
Oh, wait. Before that, though, you see this ecstatic woman, just like, what she got on red? She got on red, right?
The mother?
Yeah, the stepmother. Yeah.
Wait, you took it as a stepmother?
I thought that it was because the way she's dressing. The way she's dressing compared to everybody else, it seems like she didn't care about these kids. To me, it seemed like it was money or something.
Because I didn't put 2 and 2 together, because the first lady that was really upset by the car, I was like, oh, that's her mom. But then when I watched it the second time, I was like, the girl that was accused did wear a red suit. So okay, now on the same thing.
Just like if you wear anything other than black to awake, it's something wrong with that, So that's what I thought it was.
I do have a hindsight right here. So you hear the older daughter was sick for 2 years and the young daughter just fallen ill. You did hear somebody else say that they went through 6 doctors. So with both of them kind of getting sick, I would have moved out. Obviously something is causing, and I would think
house?
there's people who live in old houses, they can get mold, like that black mold, and they can get sick that way. So, like, I would think more environmental.
So the way I was thinking was 6 doctors means at least 5 doctors thought that, hey, maybe it's something else. So maybe we should test for poison or something like that.
Something. And
then they came to the pair and was like, we think it's like somebody's poisoning. And they're like, no, we're gonna move away from this doctor. He don't know what the fuck he's talking about. It's got to be something, with her body or some shit like that. Well, and that's why they moved to different doctors.
They're outside the door of the girl's room, and Cole opens up the bedroom door, walks in, looks around for a little bit, sees a bunch of puppets, and she ends up grabbing him by the leg.
She did not have to do that. She did not have to be scared.
And she passes him this little box. Well, Cole takes the box, heads downstairs, walks past everyone, even the woman in red, and finds the father. And he asks, "Are you her father?" And he kind of nods his head, yeah. And he gives him the box and says, "She wanted to tell you something." And Cole and Dr. Malcolm just walk out with the father holding the box.
Shit, I'm not that strong. I'm nosy as fuck. I need to see what the hell is on this tape.
Well, the father does do that. He opens up the VHS tape and starts playing it, and we see like a little puppet show that the girl had set up in her room, and she hears a noise, and she takes the whole stage and kind of moves it away so you get a good clear view of the bed, but I guess the camera may have been hidden away. The mother comes in with a meal, and she places it down on the dresser in front of the camera, and she walks away. I guess she gets some kind of cleaning pledge, superpower floor cleaner or some shit.
I couldn't tell what it said.
Cap full into the oatmeal, and she mixes it up real good and brings it to the daughter and says, "It's time to eat, and I don't want to hear you say nothing about it tastes funny or anything like that." And she gives it to her, and she eats it all up. And the daughter, before she even done, she's like, "I'm feeling pretty good today. I'd like to go outside and play." And she said, "Well, no, how you get sick off in the afternoons."
So my question right here: does Kira know that the mother or stepmother was poisoning her? Because when she moved the stage out of the way, because you can tell she was, she wasn't healthy, obviously, but she was happy, things like that. But then when she heard something, she immediately got in bed and she acted like she was asleep. And then she kept it recording the whole entire time. So was Kira suspicious?
No.
Or was it just like a weird
She was
coincidence?
recording her puppet show.
Yeah, but she could have turned that off
She
real
didn't
quick.
have enough time. If she's out of bed playing, then she'll probably get in trouble for doing that. So
Could be, yeah,
she don't want to get in trouble, so she hides back in the bed, and the camera's still going.
Yeah, the stepmom could be, a bitchy motherfucker that don't like fun in the house.
She's obviously killing the girl.
Yeah,
Right.
clearly.
Well, outside, Cole hands the little sister a little doll or puppet that he had grabbed from the room, and like a little finger puppet. And he says, "This little doll will always look out for you." And the little girl asks if she's coming back, and Cole says no. Well, the next day at play rehearsal, we see a lady talking to Cole.
Wait, you totally missed the dad's reaction after finding out.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to get through this. We got a long
This
time.
is a very important scene. Like,
As long as you're not going to too many words to describe it, let me go ahead and do it. So he finds the tape. He finds out what happens as the mother's poisoning her, and he goes straight to the woman and says, "You did it. You killed her."
No, he did not.
You bitch.
No, he
said, throws the tape at her forehead, busts her open, and
so much for too many damn fucking words.
Yeah, let's see how many too many words.
So he gets up, goes, looks at her, all crazy like, and he's like, "You've been keeping her sick." Okay, my thing is that was she keeping her sick, or was she causing her to be sick?
Then it goes to the next scene.
My hindsight is, you best believe if I find out that somebody's like poisoning my daughter, I'm not just gonna be like, "You keeping her sick?" I'm going to jail because I'm murdering this motherfucker. There you go. True. Next day.
Yeah, she was poisoning her over years, like she was killing her slowly. I don't know what you don't get about that.
What do you mean what I don't get about it? Because he said you've been keeping her sick. Yeah. I made the assumption that he started her, like he created it.
She would have gotten better if she wasn't being poisoned. She was keeping her sick. That makes sense. Does that not make sense? What is wrong with you? But yeah, you're right about that. There wouldn't have been enough people in that room to hold me back. I would have destroyed that lady. But the next day at the play, before the play, we see a lady talking to Cole, and she's kind of encouraging him. You're going to do great, blah, blah, blah. The teacher comes in and says, who are you talking to? And Cole, the lady, the camera kind of goes back to the lady because she walked off, and she has like half this burned face.
I will make a point that this is the same teacher that called him a freak in class, the stuttering Stanley, which I'm curious on know if he got like reprimanded for that.
Well, Cole says, just practicing my lines. And Cole says, thank you for giving me this part. And the teacher says, do you know when I went to this school, there was a terrible fire in this part of the school. They had to rebuild it. And Cole says, yeah, I know. And then the play begins. And it's a play about King Arthur pulling the sword from the stone. And that punk bully kid,
Tommy,
ends up being a village idiot.
He's so mad.
And Cole is playing the lead role of young Arthur.
He definitely got that role because the teacher felt bad for calling him a freak.
I got off.
And he pulls the sword out of the stone, and all the kids are lifting him up, and they all end up falling and laughing and just having a good time, and everybody's amused by it. Even Malcolm really enjoyed the play there. He was there for Cole having fun after the play, and he's talking with Cole while, Cole's really excited, man. He's up moving around doing the sword thing, and Malcolm says, I thought you were really great in the play, and I thought Tommy Tomasino sucked big time. And Cole laughs, and he says, I have an idea of how you can talk to your wife. Wait till she's asleep. Then she'll have to listen to you, and she won't even know it. And Cole says, I'm not going to see you anymore, am I? And Malcolm says, I think we said everything we needed to say. Maybe it's time to say things to someone closer to you.
I'm really surprised Cole is swinging around the sword and talking and laughing like he's talking to, like, I'm already making the assumption that Dr. Cole, or damn it, y'all got me doing that, Dr. Crow is dead. So is he not concerned about people seeing him, like, talking to himself?
Well, he don't know yet.
Cole says, maybe we can pretend like we're going to see each other tomorrow. Just for pretend. And he smiles at Dr. Malcolm, and Dr. Malcolm says, okay, I'm going to go now. I'll see you tomorrow, Cole. And Cole shakes his head, and they both nod their head at each other as Malcolm is walking down the stairs. He looks at, Malcolm looks as if he's going to cry. But Cole is super excited, man. Things are going his way. He actually helped out a little girl, a little ghost, that should let her rest in peace. So he's a lot happier.
Acknowledging that one lady that got killed by the fire.
And so, yeah, he's having fun. He's feeling better. And who's going to say anything to this kid? He just got out of a play, so he could be still practicing his lines or reliving the moment or something.
I think in this situation with Dr. Crow, this is a very special case, and it's something that you probably should be ongoing therapy, just so he can bounce off ideas, be able to be there in case that Cole needs help being helped one of the ghosts. Like, this isn't something like, oh, hey, you're acknowledging the ghost, your life's doing better, seems like you're being happy. Like, this, I feel like this is an ongoing being there to support him.
Is that a hindsight or just how you feel?
No, that's a hindsight. If I was Dr. Crow, I would keep keep...
No, you're not doing it. You're fired.
No, I would keep doing it. I would keep being his psychologist or therapist, whatever it is.
Well, on the way home, we see a cop light a flare, and there's this huge traffic line. Both sides are stopped, and we hear Cole's mom say, I hope nobody got hurt. You're very quiet. You mad? You mad I missed a play? And then she's like, yeah, I know I have 2 jobs, baby. You know how important these jobs are to us. I'd give anything to have been there.
Is child support a thing back in, 1990?
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, for her to be working 2 jobs, I know the dad's divorced and things like that, but what happened to child support? You'd think the child support would be helping her out.
No, it's easy to disappear back in the day. Cole looks at his mom and says, I'm ready to communicate with you now. And she says, communicate? And he says, tell you my secrets. She says, well, what is it? And he says, you know the accident up there? Somebody got hurt. A lady. She died.
She was so curious.
Like, oh my God. Can you see it?
She's looking everywhere.
And Cole says, yes. And she says, well, where is she? And Cole says, standing next to my window. And she says, Cole, you're scaring me. And Cole says, they scare me too. Sometimes. And as we see the lady who was in the wreck, I guess she was on a bike or something, got hit because she had a little biker helmet on. But she ends up walking off, and Cole says, ghost. And she says, you see ghosts, Cole? And Cole says, yes. They want me to do things for them. And she says, they talk to you? And Cole says, yes. They're the ones that used to hurt me. What are you thinking, Mama? You think I'm a freak? And she says, look at my face. I would never think that about you. Ever. You got it? And Cole says, got it. And she says, Just let me think for a minute. And
I think she handled this scene very well.
And Cole says, Grandma says hi. And she says that she's sorry for taking the bumblebee pendant. She just likes it a lot. And his mom says, what? And Cole says, Grandma comes to visit me sometimes. His mom says, Cole, this is very wrong. Grandma's gone. You know that. And he says, I know. And she wanted me to tell you that she saw you dance. She said, when you were little, you and her had a fight right before your dance recital. You thought she didn't come to see you, but she did. She hid in the back so you wouldn't see. She said you were like an angel. His mom starts to cry, and Cole says, she said you came to the place where they buried her. I asked her a question, and she said the answer is every day. And Cole says, what did you ask? His mom stops crying and says, do I make her proud? Cole says, Mama. And they hug. Yeah, this was a powerful moment, man.
Yeah.
This was a good scene right here.
I think Cole definitely picked the perfect time to be able to like lead into this conversation. My thing is he was kind of talking like the grandma was there, kind of like she was in the back seat, like she's visiting or something. So my question would be, the ghosts that he sees, most of them need help to be able to move on. So I'm assuming the grandma is just like here for a visit. Like obviously he said that. What do you mean no? No what?
Grandma wanted her to know that she was there at the dance.
Yeah.
And it was holding her back. She wanted her to know that her mother wasn't a dickhead.
I took it as she was helping him be able to prove to the mom that he can see ghosts.
No, it was killing her or holding her back, her unfinished business, because she didn't want her daughter seeing her as like a douche or something. They didn't want her to see her own daughter.
I took it as she was trying to help him. Oh.
She didn't want her grandbaby to be blamed for taking the bumblebee pendant. Malcolm holding her back.
Malcolm comes home later that night and sees his wife sleeping on the couch. As she was watching another home video of them, he starts to talk to her. He says her name and she says, I miss you. He tells her that he misses her too. And she says, why, Malcolm? Why did you leave? And he says, I didn't leave you. And then she drops a ring and it rolls around on the ground and he's thinking, oh man, she took her ring off. But then he kind of looks at it and he looks at his own hand and his ring is gone.
So the way that the ring fell out of her right hand.
Oh jeez.
She's in a chair. If it falls, it would have rolled away from the chair. It rolled under the chair and around.
Where was the momentum at though? You don't know if it fell like that or just fell like that. You don't know. Momentum, it'll just roll.
It fell out like this. So it rolled away from the chair.
Whatever. Nitpicking now. Yeah, rolls to the ground and he sees that it was his ring. And then he remembers what Cole said, that he sees dead people that don't know that they're dead. So it comes to the realization that he is actually dead. Mm-hmm. And he asked, how often do you see them? And Cole says, all the time. They're everywhere. And so he walks into the kitchen and notices they're only a plate. He remembers that he's only a dinner for one. He hears Cole saying they only see what they want to see. And he's thinking back to all the times that he had interactions with her and how the red doorknob from the cellar was always locked. And we start to see Anna and we can hear her breath because it's getting colder.
She would have woke up
in there. And we go back to where Malcolm was shot that night. And we see the events play out to where he was shot and she tries to stop the bleeding. The bullet went straight through him and he's remembering this. The blood is starting to show up on him now on his ghost form and his back. Or maybe it was always there, but he always wore that jacket and we've never seen his back. And as he's laying there bleeding out, he's saying that it went in and out. It doesn't even hurt anymore. He passes on as she's trying to, I don't know, press on him or something.
I don't know. She did not handle this situation, which first of all, I'm gonna nitpick this scene. You get shot through the belly, like the open wound, and that would be bleeding. That was not bleeding. And then you roll over and she's just like, you can tell she's panicking, she's freaking out, like she's not pressing on the wound, and then he just passes away. Like, I feel like maybe it hit an artery or something like that in the stomach, but I just don't feel like a stomach wound is
Liver.
something. Oh, you think? I just don't think that stomach wound like that would be
Liver.
Kidney. Both of them. But back in real time, he sits next to his wife and she's sleeping still, and he says, I think I can go now. I just needed to do a couple things. I needed to help someone, and I think I did. And I needed to tell you something. You were never second. Ever.
But she was. She 100% for the
You were
job.
never second, ever. And I love you. You sleep now. Everything will be different in the morning. She kind of smiles in her sleep and says, good night, Malcolm.
So her last words are, good night, Malcolm, not I love you too.
And he says, good night, sweetheart. And then we see one last kiss from them at their wedding from that home video as it fades to black and the words go up on The Sixth Sense.
Nice.
Wow. That was some powerful imagery right there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, every time he was communicating Cole's words, it got super quiet and it felt like we was there.
And it got cold in here.
Got cold in here.
Shit.
Okay, for real. She was shivering. She had the cold air. Like, you can see the cold air. She would have woken up. If she was that cold, she would have woken up.
Nah. Mm-hmm. All the shit you done slept through, I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear it. But let's get into facts so we can tell these listeners something a little good that they probably didn't know about The Sixth Sense.
Extra, extra, hear all about it.
We got the facts.
All right, I'll kick this bad boy off with the iconic line. The film's most memorable quote, I see dead people, became a cultural phenomenon and is often cited as one of the greatest movie lines of all time. Grizz, what you got?
I got the movie was rented by 80 million people in the year 2000, the year after it came out. All right, making it the top VHS and DVD title in Hollywood Videos and Blockbuster.
Dang.
Yeah, Koala.
Reportedly, Haley Joel Osment got the role of Cole for one of three reasons. First, he was best for it. Second, he was the only boy at audition who wore a tie. Third, director Shyamalan was surprised when he asked Osment if he read his part. He replied, I read it 3 times last night. Director was impressed, saying, wow, you read your part 3 times? To which Osment replied, no, I read the script 3 times. Panda?
Bruce Willis's role. Bruce Willis took on the role of Dr. Malcolm Crowe as part of a 3-film deal with Disney, which also included Armageddon and The Kid. Grizz?
All right, so a lot of members of M. Night Shyamalan's family were doctors. This is the reason why he cameos as a doctor in this movie, to pay tribute to his family. Koala?
I had a thing to add to... Okay, right here. So I'm going to piggyback off of Panda's. So it said a couple years before The Sixth Sense was released, Willis was slated to star in another Disney film, the ill-fated Broadway Brawler. It did not go well. Willis, who was both producing and starring in the film, fired most of the crew, including the director, less than 3 weeks into the production. The turmoil forced Disney to abandon the movie altogether, to the tune of a $17.5 million loss. To make up for it, Willis signed a 3-feature contract with the studio in which of his salary would go back to covering the losses on the Broadway Brawler. The first of those 3 was the Armageddon, The Sixth Sense, which he earned $10 million, and then followed by The Kid. So, Panda?
Haley Joel Osment's preparation. Haley Joel Osment, who played Cole Sear, was very prepared for his audition. His father, who made sure he read the entire screenplay twice and understood that it was a movie about communication, not just a horror film. Grizz?
All right, I'm going to piggyback off myself, okay? M. Night Shyamalan was very disappointed with his performance as a doctor. He had way more scenes as a doctor for Cole, but he ended up cutting him short because he didn't like his own performance.
I'm good he did that.
Yeah.
He didn't do too good.
Yeah, Koala.
According to M. Night Shyamalan, Donnie Wahlberg lost 43 pounds for the role of Vincent Gray. Panda?
Toni Collette's experience. Toni Collette, who played Cole's mother, Lynn Sear, was so drawn in by the film's emotional authenticity that she didn't realize it was a horror movie until after it was released. Grizz?
Bruce Willis in the original script was supposed to be a crime scene investigator or crime scene photoist, not a child psychologist.
Interesting.
Which, how creepy would it have been if he would have been following around a kid?
Very creepy.
Yeah. Yeah. Koala.
Walt Disney Studios' then president, David Vogel, didn't bother to consult with his superiors before paying $2.25 million for the rights to The Sixth Sense and agreed to let M. Night direct the already expensive movie. Vogel's boss was livid when he found out about the deal and demanded that Vogel relinquish some of his power. When he refused, he was fired. Panda?
Right. Temperature changes. The inexplicable changes in temperature in the film, where it gets cold enough to see the character's breath, signify the presence of upset ghosts. Grizz?
All right, so rarely screenplays are bought the very first day that they are presented to companies. But Sixth Sense, the very first day it was presented, it got bought. Koala?
So Osment and Donnie Wahlberg's character, who also saw dead people, both had some white hair on their heads. M. Night decided that all spirit spotters would have one similar physical attribute. Panda?
Michael Cera's audition. Michael Cera, known for his role in Arrested Development, auditioned for the role of Cole, but played the scene too upbeat compared to Osmond's emotional performance. Grizz?
All right, on the Vista Series DVD, if the main menu is left idle too long, a discordant note will play as a ghost walks past the breakfast table on the screen. This is one of the first ones that ever happened because DVDs back in the day was brand new. So this is one of the first times that has happened. Koala.
Osment remembers shooting a scene where he looked out a window and saw an entire hospital wing of horribly disfigured and mutilated people. M. Night cut it from the movie, possibly protect the PG-13 rating. Panda?
The famous twist. The film's iconic plot twist, which I won't spoil for anyone who hasn't seen it, was kept secret from the cast. Only Bruce Willis and the director M. Night Shyamalan knew the truth.
That's cool.
Grizz?
All right. So not only was this film filmed in a sequence, but it was also filmed on M. Night Shyamalan's birthday.
Oh.
Yeah, Koala.
To keep viewers in the dark about Malcolm's fate, a left-handed Willis learned how to write and draw with his right hand so that the viewers wouldn't notice that his wedding ring band was no longer on his left hand. Panda?
Red clues. Pay attention to the color red throughout the film. It is used to hint at the supernatural elements and is often associated with the characters who are not alive. Grizz?
All right. So this movie is included in the 1001 movies you must see before you die. Koala?
While Willis went to great care with his handwriting skills to keep viewers on their toes, his wardrobe was one of the few clues apparent throughout the entire film that everything is not what it seems with Malcolm. If you pay close enough attention, you'll see that he's always wearing a slightly modified version of the same outfit he was wearing the fateful night Vincent took his life. Panda?
The kid sees dead people. Haley Joel Osment, the actor who played Cole Sear, was only 11 years old during filming. He was nominated for an Academy Award for his performance.
Nice.
Grizz?
That's it for me. Koala?
Okay, so this one's a long one. So when Toni Collette came in to read for the role of Cole's mom, Lynn, she altered her appearance in such a way that M. Night was worried he'd never be able to convince Disney to cast her. So it says, I had seen Merle's wedding and Toni came in and her head was shaved. And I forgot if it was for fun or if it was for a movie. She did such a beautiful job. I didn't want to show the video to the studio for fear that they would be concerned with her appearance. And I said, I want to cast a woman from Merle's wedding, and then Bruce Willis backed me, and I said, oh, I I love Merle's Wedding. So we kind of got it without the studio seeing the audition, and I was so lucky. As for the hairdo she has in the film, she was wearing a wig throughout the whole entire movie. Panda.
Ghost story inspiration. M. Night Shyamalan drew inspiration from his own experiences as a child when he would imagine ghosts in his bedroom. Koala?
Okay, so the term the sixth sense originated in the 1800s to describe paranormal sensations that could not be explained through the five senses. Panda?
No musical score. The film's score, composed by James Newton Howard, is almost entirely absent during the film's dialogue scenes, adding to the eerie atmosphere. Koala?
The film was censored in Italy. Panda?
Improvisation. Some of Bruce Willis's lines were improvised, including the famous "Do you see any dead people?" scene. Koala?
Osment's father told Bruce Willis to yell at his son to get him to cry. When Haley couldn't manage to cry in a scene where he was supposed to, Eugene suggested to Willis that he yell his lines off camera to his son to get the waterworks going. It worked. And that was my last one. Panda?
My last one as well, alternate ending. There was an alternate ending where Malcolm Crowe was still alive, but it was scrapped for the more surprising twist.
Yeah, I think I like the twist. The twist was good.
Yeah, I like the twist too.
It wouldn't really make sense if he was still alive.
Yeah, this ain't like a I Am Legend. Like, I'd rather have him live at the end.
Yeah.
Instead of die. I don't know, stupid ass people.
Who said he died?
Man, he did die. Like the original of
coming out on the second movie.
Yeah, so they're gonna go with the alternate ending. Like, bro, y'all should have just made him alive in the first time, you idiots. But yeah, whatever. Let's move on to our final thoughts. I thought The Sixth Sense was a great one. From beginning to end, they have this whole like play on that Malcolm isn't dead, and that twist at the end, it was just amazing to figure out. And it like through the whole thing, he's been dead this whole time and we didn't even know it. Like, that was a pretty cool twist, man. That was a pretty cool thing to do in a movie, and it was the first time I've seen a movie do that. Like, just pull you along the whole time, having you thinking something. Haley Joel Osment was amazing. Great kid actor. I don't really like kid actors, but yeah, he did an amazing job. Probably one of the earlier ones I like, along with Macaulay Culkin. Like, those were... That kid has some emotional range, and him and Toni Collette in that one scene about the grandma, amazing. Amazing. He deserves an award for that right there. And he was nominated at 11 before even DiCaprio got any awards.
Damn.
And it's weird though, because he still looks like that as an adult. He's stuck in a kid's body. It's kind of weird. But anyways, he did a great job. Bruce Willis was amazing. And the ghosts, the whole story was just complete. Everything was awesome. It was a great movie. It was a great one. Grizz, if you were dead and didn't realize it, would you snap on your wife for ignoring you? Or say that The Sixth Sense was a good one?
Oh, yeah, I'd be mad as hell if my wife was saying, hey, can you make me a sandwich? Babe, can you make me a sandwich? Bitch, I know you hear me. Yeah, I remember this growing up. Dude, it used to scare me back in the day because I was like, bro, this is a horror movie. And I used to fucking hate seeing the ghost come up. But then, like, as an adult, I'm like, bro, this is crazy. It's like the ghosts aren't doing anything crazy. They're just showing himself to a little kid, and he don't know what to do. He would do what I would have done when I was a kid, you know? But the storytelling is some of the best ones I've seen. Normally, I don't like M. Night Shyamalan movies. I've only seen a couple of them. But the ones that I didn't like was like, did he do The Mist?
No, he didn't do The Mist.
Okay, so sorry about that, M. Night Shyamalan. I thought you did The Mist, and I hated The Mist. Yeah, I think it's a great one also. Like, I remember growing up and looking like being scared of this, but I remember that twist. I always remember the twist, bro. Just like being scared of the ghost, but then Bruce Willis is a ghost. Okay, then I'm not scared of ghosts like that no more. Great. Yeah, well, yeah, it's a great one.
All right, thank you, Grizz. Koala, if your husband died and a little child could see and hear him, would you use that child to nag him some more, or say that The Sixth Sense was a good one?
I have a feeling that you're just like, you nag too much. So, this is the first time that I've seen this. And I don't know, like, if it came on, I think I would be like, okay, cool, I'll rewatch it. But I kind of think it was an okay one. I have never seen it before, so I'm watching it for the first time. It was interesting, especially with the twist of Dr. Crow actually being dead, and he never knew until the end. So I think that one, it was good. I think there was some lacking information that could have pulled the movie a little bit more together. They should have explained Cole seeing ghosts a little more. I think they didn't dive into that as they should have. Like in the apartment, he's seen several ghosts. So after the girl ghost he saved, you know that it doesn't have to be where the people have died at them to come to. But I'm more stuck on, like, how do they know he can see? Are they just implying that every time we get goosebumps or tingling feeling back of neck that there are ghosts there? I didn't like when Dr. Crow, after believing that Cole can see ghosts, that he should help them, and he doesn't think that he would hurt, like they would hurt him. So all the cuts and bruises on them, and I know we've already kind of like talked about this and kind of debunked what I was thinking. But I think that he shouldn't just automatically jump to the conclusion of like, oh hey, they're not going to hurt you. Finally, I think they should have changed where he got shot. He got shot in the lower abdomen, which there's plenty of people who get shot there and they don't bleed out and die within a minute. So I think they could have changed the location. Obviously, you couldn't do a fatal shot because then you would know that he died, so it would take away the whole like twist of it. But I think overall it was worth at least one watch and experience it, and it did have a good twist. But I don't know if I would rewatch it. It's not something I would watch all the time. So I think it's an okay one.
Wow. Terrible. All right. Let's move on to movie 20 questions. And this month's submission is coming from me. So let's let the interrogation begin.
Are we addressing the whole you asking, is this movie? Are we addressing that? Like, can we do that? Can we not do that? Because at the last one that you did, you were like, list like 10 movies. And it was like, is this... Did I mention? Did I say...
Oh, yeah. We can't list movies no more. It was kind of cheating. It was just, genius on my part figuring out how to win. But, anyways, we just can't do that no more. Okay. There you go. You happy? Now start the interrogation. Let's go.
Start with the year?
Yep.
Is this movie made before 2000?
Yes.
Or you just want to split it off in like 10 years? Like 1990 to 2000? Is this movie made between 1990 and 2000?
Yes.
Do another increment of 5. Is this movie made between 1990 and 95?
No.
I would say 95. Try to do another increment or figure out genre.
3 years.
3 years. Let's see. Is this movie made between 95 and 98?
Yes.
Okay. Just see if it's a 97 movie. Is this movie 97?
No. That's 5.
Okay. Are we just saying fuck it and just choose 95 or 98?
Oh, we got 96.
Oh, fuck yeah. I don't know why I completely forgot fucking 96. Damn, I should have did a 2-year increment. I don't know why I was like, 95, 97, 98. How you want to do it?
You don't know how to count.
I guess not.
Yeah, let's get the year down. So
I fucked up last time, so you asked the question.
no, you gotta ask the year. Is this movie made in 1996?
Yes.
Okay,
Oh,
awesome.
Nice. Is this movie action, horror, or sci-fi?
No.
So, comedy, maybe?
Yeah, comedy.
Thriller? Comedy, thriller.
We always get hung up on this stuff anyway.
What about drama?
Drama, yeah.
Okay.
Did I say drama?
No, action, horror, sci-fi was yours.
Okay.
Is this movie comedy, thriller, drama?
Yes.
Okay. You want to do... Well, fuck. So do you want to do comedy and drama? See if it's a yes or no. Is this movie comedy or drama? And drama.
Yes.
Does this movie have an actor that is still acting? A main actor that's still acting today?
Yes. That's 10.
Okay, so this is a 96 movie. Comedy. Is Adam Sandler still currently acting? Oh, no,
Yes.
no, not your question. I'm sorry. I was asking Zay. My bad.
Yes, he's still currently acting.
Okay.
Yes.
I can't believe you're trying to take that as a question. Okay.
question.
Adam Sandler. Okay. There's Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming he probably played other ones.
Oh yeah, man, there's a whole bunch back in the day though.
Oh
So
man, Arnold Schwarzenegger, he did that jingle all the way.
all the way, yeah.
And he's been watching a lot of Eddie Murphy movies.
Yeah,
Is
Eddie
he?
Murphy, John Travolta. We probably got Samuel Jackson. We got Keanu Reeves. We kind of got a lot of them.
Okay, so I wrote down Adam Sandler, Eddie Murphy. You want to do Keanu Reeves?
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves. Is Adam Sandler, Eddie Murphy, or Keanu Reeves in the movie?
Yes.
Okay. You want to do Adam Sandler and Eddie Murphy? And if he says no, then it's Keanu Reeves. But if he says yes, then it's one of those two movies.
We can ask if it's an action comedy, and then we can eliminate Keanu Reeves from that because he wasn't in any action comedies.
If that's what you want to do, sure.
Oh my goodness.
Do you want to ask a question, or are you going to ask a
Yeah,
question?
do the Adam Sandler thing.
Is Adam Sandler or Keanu Reeves?
Yes.
Okay, so it's one of those. I feel like it's more Adam Sandler.
She fucked it up, didn't she say?
No, I didn't. Did I?
You were supposed to say Eddie Murphy or Adam Sandler.
Oh, I got some. I feel like it's Adam Sandler.
Is Damon Wayans in this movie?
No.
Is that with Adam Sandler, or is that with?
Yeah, it's Bulletproof with Adam Sandler. I think it came around that time. So Adam Sandler was young.
Okay, so I'm going. So 1996, Adam Sandler had Hype, Happy Gilmore, and Bulletproof. Keanu Reeves.
I think he has Speed. Was Speed in 96?
He did 2. Feeling Minnesota and Chain Reaction. I feel like it's Happy Gilmore.
So who else is in there? Is what's that guy that just died? He used to be the boxer, Apollo, because he was in Happy Gilmore. He was. It's all. No, it's not. There was Little Nicky.
We probably could
That
just
was.
ask
It's
if
all
this is,
in the hips.
if this is a Adam Sandler movie, and then it just tell us, and then we'd be able to pick which movie. Because we are.
Sure. Yeah. Let's do it.
Are you down with that?
Yeah.
Is this an Adam Sandler movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Did this movie have a gator that bit off the hand of a golf guy?
Yes. That's 15.
Nice.
Are we just guessing it now? We
Yeah,
got
it's
5
Happy
more
Gilmore.
questions.
It's Happy Gilmore. No other movies in the 90s had that shit.
That you guess?
Yeah.
What you guess?
Happy Gilmore.
All right. That is it, guys. We got it.
I feel like that went a lot smoother.
All
Or
right.
got him 15.
Happy Gilmore. After his grandmother's house is repossessed by the IRS, a bad-tempered hockey player, takes his talents to golf and to earn the big bucks and get his grandma's house back. How about that? Good old Happy Gilmore. Congratulations, guys. You're back on the winning streak.
I'm still winning. I'm still 2 or 3-0, whatever it is.
All right, guys. Thank y'all for listening. Be on the lookout next month, in the month of October. Ooh, so scary. For our movie review of Stephen King's It.
The original.
The original with Tim Curry. That's going to be exciting. But that'll be it from us and We Real Reels. Make sure to check out the Instagram at We Real Reels and hang on Facebook and email us at werealreels@gmail.com. All right, guys, we are out of here. Koala,
Bye.
Grizz,
Keep it trucking.
keep on reeling.